an echo. Oh, it's a terrible echo.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Hi.
Anyone?
Oh,
Anyone?
wow.
Hello.
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 Oh, gosh. Hello?
Hello?
You?
Hi.
Nice to see you. Yeah. It is that's better. No.
Is it better?
Steven, is he in the studio or what?
He's in the studio.
All right, maybe you want to take him out of there? What do you think? You want to turn off his mic or what?
I'm in the main studio.
No, he's in our
Oh.
studio with us.
Well, whatever. I'll just do the show with the typical voice in my head, louder than ever. This got to be going over the air like this, right?
I don't know.
It's nice to see you, Terry.
You too.
It's a beautiful time to be in the Bay, baby.
Yeah, I bet.
Did you see Golden State? Who's the 8 seed? Who's the 1 seed?
There you go.
Can't stop Aaron Davis.
Huh?
Can't stop Aaron Davis. Can't beat Golden State.
That's why it's
Well,
looking.
I'm sure we'll talk about this all once we get a million technical problems worked out. What do you say, Terry?
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
You had a good weekend?
Yes.
Answer me.
Yes. And you.
Had a great weekend.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd ask you what the highlight of your weekend was, but I don't want to hear it 16 times. So
Okay.
We'll straighten everything out. We'll come back, get things started after these words. All right, what's the deal? Shall I even bother or what?
Sure.
We're on?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
You too, Chichi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't want to take anything for granted around here. Everything good?
So far, so good.
Wow.
Sounds good.
Nice to see you, Terry. You look lovely,
Oh,
especially with the tight leopard skin print you got on this morning, baby. Oh, wait a minute. Some listener out there suggested I don't reveal any longer your attire because it's not fair to the program that I don't do it for the rest of the staff.
Right.
But I'll sooner start describing what everyone's wearing than eliminate what you're wearing, Terry, because I think it paints the picture for the show, yes.
I think people are generally interested.
Yeah, they don't want to admit it, but that's the truth. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things going on in the world, especially no better place than here in the Bay this morning, Terrence.
I know.
I know you spent last night many an evening hour making sure that the 8 seed was no typical 8 seed in your run-of-the-mill year of the NBA playoffs, right or wrong. I mean, did you watch or did you not watch? Golden State against your Dallas Mavericks, the 1 seed who had been dominant all year long, who had been toying with their competitors all year long, looking like the deer in the headlights that they are in this series.
Ow!
Did you watch it or no?
No.
Oh, nice.
All that lead-in, all that build-up. How can you not watch it? It's like the funnest series in the history, even if you're not into, well, either team. I mean, just the fact that it's an 8 seed against a 1 seed. No 8 seed in a 7-game series has ever beaten a 1 seed in the history of the NBA. We're talking about historic happenings here. And you're not watching?
Oh, I was busy doing other stuff. Sorry.
Sunday night, a lot going on, huh?
Yeah, in my house there is.
Nice half-court shot there to end the half. It's great.
Yeah, even Kilbreath text pages me. When Baron Davis banks it in from half court at halftime to make sure that Dallas didn't think they had any advantage going into the locker room. Dallas Mavericks with the lead in all 4 quarters. The 1 seed, seeming like the 8 seed, had the lead in this game in all 4 quarters. I'm sure at all times starting to think, okay, now's the time the cream rises to the top. Now's the time that we, the dominant team in the NBA all year long, start to take control of this game. Not going to happen. The Warriors, and just as we talked about on Friday, their fans, the most valuable player. You didn't even watch, Terry, to see how nuts they were going in Oakland, Terry.
I got to admit, no, I didn't
The
see
most
it.
valuable player. You're like the only one in the world. The most valuable player in the game was Baron Davis and the crowd. The crowd should be still applauding themselves for what they did to that arena last night. Yes. I mean, you can't get an arena any more noisy You didn't see it Friday. You didn't see them blow. Last night was even more devastating loss to Dallas. They are absolutely shell-shocked, which is why I don't even think there might be a Game 6 in Oakland on Thursday night. I think Dallas is so shell-shocked right now. The 1 seed just so lost in this series for 4 games. Can't figure out how to stop Aaron Davis. Not like they're about to stop him in Game 5. For 4 games, they can't figure him out. And so shell-shocked right now, they may close it out, the 8 seed, beating the 1 seed in Game 5, Terry.
Well, all right then.
That's a good thing we didn't take the deal on the split, huh?
I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're talking about a banana split that you were
on
on your
Friday.
own over the weekend, or what? Oh, the split. Yes. Who offered the split? Hotshot, is he there?
I did,
He's
yes.
He offered me a contract. If I'm the Golden State Warriors, do I sign on the dotted line to guarantee myself 1 win? And I decided no. If I'm Golden State, I don't take that. I take my chances on beating Dallas in both games over the weekend. And what happened?
Gambling paid off for you.
We rolled the dice. We turned the deal down. And it almost seemed like whenever Golden State needed a little spark, they were just able to put it in an extra gear last night. Anytime Dallas thought for a second they were about to take control of the game, Golden State sticks it in another gear that Dallas doesn't have right now and just cruises right on by. You feeling that or no? Does anyone care or what?
Ow!
Whatever. Okay, Terry could care less, but everyone else cares.
Well,
All right.
I think it's
Terry was doing laundry, as a
Oh,
good little
I
woman should do.
I was
Bossing people around to do laundry in her house all day yesterday.
I actually watched a lot of the draft. And
NFL draft.
Yeah,
yes.
the NFL draft. So I was kind of,
Yes.
sausage
Talk about
from that.
excitement. Yes. Oh, wow. It's amazing how 5 million people will turn on ESPN to
It
watch
is.
paint dry. And I sit there watching the grass grow, watching the paint dry for so many hours on end also. The NFL draft, I don't know how they do it. I don't know whether there's some subliminal hypnotist that they have on ESPN during that time that just keeps you watching, keeps you glued to the TV, but that is the most boring must-see TV ever.
But wasn't it what did they say? The first round was the longest ever in history?
Every year, the first round is the longest ever in history.
Uh-huh.
Every year, a new record is made on how long the first round of the NFL draft is. And every year, it's not long enough. You're like, keep it going. This is beautiful. But yes. And an interesting thing for both Seahawk and Oakland Raider fans, like the same kind of mirror image thing happened, maybe to a larger proportion for the Raiders. Randy Moss traded for a 4th-round pick yesterday, and the Seahawks' #1 receiver, Darrell Jackson, traded for a 4th-round pick for Randy Moss, the best you could get after all the legacy, after all the reputation, after maybe that's part of the problem, that he's built up, and all you can get is a 4th-round pick. I feel like I'm doing sports radio again, Terry. Can you believe this?
No,
A 4th-round pick for Randy Moss, a 4th-round pick for Darrell Jackson, who goes to their NFC competitor, the San Francisco 49ers. Maybe you heard of them?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
A lot going on.
I know.
As I talked about on Friday, though, screw the NFL draft, Terry. The fans in Oakland at the game with the Warriors, Game 3, I never heard a place louder. I said you needed to do your part. Obviously, you got the message. For 4 quarters, they were going nuts. And I thought it might have been a drop less crazy last night. Maybe it's just the way it sounded on TNT as compared to ESPN. When I was watching on Friday night, the building sounded maybe a hair louder on Friday than it did last night. But that, again, could have been the broadcast effects. But still, going absolutely crazy last night to do their part, to just keep the deer in the headlights look on the Dallas Mavericks and Dirk Nowitzki, who has absolutely been neutralized in this series, Terry. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
He had a big 3, though, at the end, though. I thought maybe he was going to do it for him.
Those 2 threes with less than 15 seconds to go were absolutely meaningless. All of a sudden, he starts draining threes to make his stats look better. Please. Don't buy into that. The game was already over. With 16 seconds to go, Baron Davis, head of the key, just pulls fall-away jumper to seal the deal. Are you kidding? He's doing whatever he wants to do out there. Let me open the phone lines. Because obviously I'm not getting anything out of Terry Free this morning. 1-866. I'm expecting to have Terry on sports.
Well,
understand what the hell's going on here.
No, I understand the
An 8 seed.
everybody being all excited and everything. You
I
know?
understand that you know.
The 8 seed is the 1 seed. The 1 seed is the 8 seed, Terry. Mark Cuban is looking like he's the twin of Dirk Nowitzki, Terry. They don't know what the hell's going on. They don't know how to stop it. They don't know how to stop the bleeding.
I love it. No more Mavericks, no more Heat.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
great
great.
playoff.
Yeah, he's got.
Man, the Heat just folded up like 1-866-663. T-Man is the number to call. Let me go to the phones and I'm getting nothing out of you, Terry. You're on the air. Hello. Hello?
Hey, this is Mike Castro.
Oh, jeez. Now we're going to have phone issues on top of all the other issues? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear.
Hello?
Hello.
1-866-663 T-Man. I guess not. I guess the phones aren't working, but whatever. Mm-hmm. I'll just celebrate with myself. All right. We'll take another break. And when we come back, I'll go to the phones, whether they're working or not. If I have to talk to callers that I make up in my own head, that'll probably be even more interesting. Because there will be callers, whether I'm doing both voices or not, on the other end. Just let all the engineers in the world know that I will be going to the phones to get people who are dying to talk about this or anything else. There's major traffic problems all over the country. No place more than here in the Bay, Terry.
I know, I saw
where they're
that.
going so crazy for the Warriors that they're blowing up highways. And traffic is already at like 8-mile crawls. Come back after these words.
The T-Man Show. Britney Spears is out with the boys again. The rehab pop queen showed up with her 2 sons at the Millennium Dance Studio in L.A.
Oh, yeah.
Britney sporting an anti-June Cleaver look in cowboy boots, fishnets, and a cowgirl lid.
You know, she's on to something. I'll tell you why, Terry.
Why is that?
Shaved her head, has the perfect head to do it. Actually, there's or if there isn't, maybe I dreamt this. I think there's a poll going around. Oh, geez. As opposed to her old look, does she look better now with the bald head and the versatile ability to go one wig to the next?
Mm-hmm.
Has it been an improvement since she shaved her head? And the reason I say she's onto something is I think women are starting to realize, hey, I shave my head. I can put on a different wig, be a different person basically every day.
Right,
Now,
right.
I saw a picture of Britney Spears in Us Weekly just yesterday where she had this brunette wig on, Terry. That's right, I said a brunette wig.
Brunette wig.
And I was like, whoa. She looks hot. I mean, hotter than I've never been the hugest Britney Spears fan as far as looks, except in the Slave video, Terry.
Right.
And maybe a couple other times. But in the brunette wig,
A brunette wig.
speaking of near language, Stephen, in the brunette wig, Terry, she looked pretty freaking hot.
Well,
That's all I'm going to say. And every day she's got a new look. Every day she's got a new wig on. Every day she's got a new hat to go over the new wig with the new shades. And I'm starting to feel like this may be something that a lot of people her age and younger are picking up on, saying, hey, shave the head, buy a whole bunch of wigs, and I'm good to go.
I swear, if any of my daughters came home with a
geez.
shaved head, I'd probably scream.
Well, it's not about a shaved head when you're putting a different wig on every day, Terry. It's not
Well-
like walking around, a kind of tribute. It's a situation where, yeah, she shaves the head, but how often do you see her with a shaved head? You never see her with a shaved head, except on the first day she shaved the head.
Yeah, but at
That's
home,
only because the paparazzi was snapping pictures of her right after she shaved the head.
No, I
Since then,
understand
she has
that.
never voluntarily shown herself with the shaved head.
I understand that, but think about it at home at night. I mean,
Okay.
I doubt she's wearing a wig to bed,
Oh,
and
who
let's
is she
say
going to bed with? She's going to bed alone. So how comfortable must that be? You're just cue balling it up to the pillow there,
Cue ball-
and you're having a good night's sleep. So who are you there to impress when you're going to sleep?
And then you're confusing your children. Your sons are going, "Who's my mommy?" First it was a brunette, now it's
Oh.
you just never know.
I see. Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Who is this lady? You claim
Maybe
you're my
the
mom,
kids-
but
maybe some psychologist will come out and say, "Hey, the kid is unbelievably mentally sound with the theory of new mommy every day. Who would have thought that would have made a child so much stronger in the mind?" Okay, there you go. Anyway, you don't know how it traumatizes a child. Is my point, Terry?
know.
I mean,
I
it
understand that.
could do nothing, no damage. It could actually assist. Who the hell understands the human mind anymore? Yes, David.
I shaved my goatee and my son freaked
geez.
out. I mean, he knew it was me, but he was like, "What's going on?"
Really?
So it may traumatize the kids.
Maybe it's because it exposed 8 more chins on
That
top
could
of
be
the
it.
7 he already knew were there, Steve.
That's
You
probably
ever think
true.
of that?
Well, but that's part of it. I mean, that's still relevant part of the story.
It was a shock to your not even 2-year-old son system. You're saying he noticed something and he freaked out.
He was kind of like, "Whoa,
He was kind of
what's
like,
going
"What
on
now?"
there, Pops?"
Jeez.
Terry, what else is going on in this world, please? What else is happening? And then I'm getting to the phones. 1-866-663-T-Man. I know it's early on a Monday.
Yeah.
I know there are all kinds of issues on the highways this
know.
morning. But people need to talk after what an eventful weekend it was, Terry.
Yeah, I
What
know.
an unbelievable weekend. The last weekend in April was... At least I'm feeling like it was, Terry. I don't know about you. Maybe you had a nice, quiet, boring, non-eventful weekend. But
Well,
I
for the
thought
most
the
part,
weekend
yeah.
was huge. Mainly sports-related.
Sure.
And maybe that's not a big deal to you and a lot of people out there, but I just thought it was a huge weekend. 1-866-663-T-Man. Give me one good thing, then I go to the phones. What do you got?
Well, I was just going to, since we were talking about Britney Spears, I was just going to let you know that she did get pulled over for speeding this past week, on Friday, actually, Friday night in Malibu. But they were nice. They let her off with a
yeah, I
warning.
bet.
So she's getting breaks already.
I
that
didn't even play
great?
the rest. I stopped this audio. I forgot to play the rest of it. Maybe they said something about that in there. Let's listen.
Carried Sean Preston on the way in while an assistant did the heavy lifting on the way out. Younger brother Jaden got a lift from a security guard. As for rumors that Britt is ready to write a new tell-all, her reps tell Extra today that's not true. And that's today's edition of Couples News.
All right, how the hell does that apply to couples?
I was just going to ask the same thing.
Britney Spears cannot get a boyfriend or a significant other to save her life. How does that apply to couples?
I don't know. Maybe the
And as
couples
far-
with the children?
As far as her writing a book, I think there should be a policy that no one out there should be willing to publish a book unless someone is able to prove that the person who is thinking of writing one has actually read one. I think there should be a policy that you can't write a book until you've read a book. And I'm not convinced that Britney Spears has in her lifetime read a book from cover to cover. And until it's proven that I'm wrong and my gut is off, that Britney Spears has read many a book, at least one, cover to cover, she should not be able to write a book.
But from the cover all the way to the other cover. Wow. I don't think so.
Well, you know, they say...
Yeah, the first cover's the easy part, Steve.
Right, yes.
It's the back cover.
Wow. It's tough
Getting
to get
to that part of the book, that can be quite the laboring experience. Whew. Yes.
They say, though, that she is going to do a little interview with Allure magazine and possibly even, who is it, Vanity Fair.
Yes.
To tell her side of the story.
Well, luckily I get my subscription to Vanity Fair every week in my mailbox. 1-866-663. T-Man is the number to call. 1-866-663-T-Man. The first caller, let's hope it works, is Alex in Martinez. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, T-Man. What's going on with you?
How are you, sir? What can I do for you bright and early on a Monday?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Just good to hear you in the Bay Area, man.
Great week to be here. Great week to be in the Bay with all that's going on. We got the Giants getting out. We got them blowing the roof off the arena where Golden State took down the 1 seed. Really seemed like a 1 seed to me. Last night, like they did Friday night, and, of course, the bomb on Thursday night in the HP Pavilion. Could there be more going on in the Bay? Highways basically, exploding to the point where I think some mass transit they're offering for free today just so people can get around, Terry.
I know.
I think the BART is free. What's on your mind, Alex?
Oh, no, I was wondering if you were watching ESPN after the game yesterday.
Well, I was on TNT. Are you talking about ESPN or TNT?
No, ESPN. After the game, they had Charles Barkley on Sports Center.
Yeah, well, Barkley, he's being Barkley. No, if you're a Warriors fan, don't get all worked up over Barkley. Barkley's just doing his thing. Charles Barkley is the greatest sports commentator there is right now, as far as I'm concerned. And the fact that he's ruffling some feathers, don't take it personally. Don't take it that seriously.
The thing is, I mean, you know, he's gonna have his opinion about the Warriors and everything. That's fine, you know. Sports is sports, but he went as far. Huh?
He's wrong in thinking Dallas is going to win this series. Dallas right now, especially, it starts from the top. Their team leader, Dirk Nowitzki, is absolutely with the deer in the headlights look on that court. If you watched any of the game last night, that's what you saw. They are shell-shocked. I'll be surprised if they're even able to get out of Game 5. There's a good chance that the Warriors, I don't want to jinx anything, but there's a pretty good chance that Golden State may close out this series in Dallas against a 1 seed. A 1 seed that dominated all year long. Terry, where are they now? They don't even know where they're at.
Yeah.
Because it seems like the roles have been reversed, and the 1 seed is the 8 seed, and the 8 seed is the 1 seed. Ooh. Did the Warriors look like an 8 seed to you last night, Alex?
Oh, yeah, the top 10 contenders, man. Number 1, all the way, Chief.
Well, there's a big difference between top 10 and number 1, but okay. Anyway,
top 10 doesn't even get you in the playoffs.
Yeah. But here's the thing, T-Man. Here's the thing, yes. T-Man. It wasn't even a comment about the Warriors that got me riled up. He went as far as to say the Bay Area sucks, man.
He said those exact words?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly. Exactly the words, quote for quote, came out of his mouth.
But
freaking
again,
the Bay Area sucks.
Barkley is just being Barkley. He knows that the Bay, he's got bent out of shape a little bit right now. Charles Barkley is, as I said, the most interesting person to listen to in all of sports broadcasting right now. So if he wants to toy a little bit with the Bay, who's obviously feeling like they're riding the wave right now, and there's no reason to feel like we shouldn't be here in the Bay because Golden State is about to chop down the number 1 seed in a situation that has never happened in NBA basketball. We're in a 7-game series. A 1 beats an 8. I'll be shocked if Dallas can recover from being down 3-1 the way it's gone down so far. Shocked. I'm not saying it's out of the question. They could get out a little run, and they could certainly win 3 games in a row. But I will be shocked if it happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, definitely they got Dallas's number. Hell yeah. I mean, but what about when they get to the next day?
Forget about Dallas's number. Let's look ahead. I know it's it's always horrible to look ahead, but you gotta realize that Dallas is like one just last pounding of the nail needs to be put in the coffin there. Let's start thinking about the next series. Who do they play next? I think they don't even, I believe in NBA basketball they don't reseed, so I think we're looking at what? Houston is playing Utah in the 4-5 series. Is that right? Unless they change things in the NBA recently and they reseed. I don't think the NBA reseeds if there's an upset like we're on the verge of. So, yeah, they tell you never to look ahead in sports, but we're going to do it right now. Utah against Houston. Whoever wins that series will be, if I'm not mistaken, the likely opponent for Golden State once they finish the polishing off of a paper 1 seed like Dallas is showing they are. So, obviously, Utah and Houston cannot hang with the steam-rolling basketball that Golden State, the Warriors, are playing right now. So that series in the bank. And then, and then it's Phoenix and San Antonio for your Western Conference Championship. And I believe Phoenix is going to beat San Antonio, Terry. So you're looking at a Phoenix, Golden State, Western Conference final.
Wow.
And unfortunately, Phoenix is the kind of team, they'll probably win the games by a final score of like 144 to 138, Terry. Not much defense, all kinds of offense played in that Western Conference final. I would imagine that's where the train might run into a little bit of a rough spot. This ongoing rushing of a Golden State Warrior train.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like it.
Phoenix is going to be tough because they have a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
So you signed that deal now, Western Conference Finals?
Sign the deal as far as getting there, but then you don't get any further. Do I sign the deal if I'm a huge Warrior fan, if I'm one of the people that was screaming my head off Friday night and last night? I'm not sure I signed that deal right now.
Yeah, I don't think
I signed anything that doesn't say NBA championship on it. Dupree, you're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, team, man?
How are you, sir?
Pretty good.
I'm a little worked up about sports this morning. I hope you understand.
Oh, well, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
And Dupree sounds worked up, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was one of the people at the game.
It's just your kind of voice to level me out this morning. It's
just
your kind of tone to bring me back down to earth, yes. I mean, even if you're not a Warriors fan, even if you're not into Dallas and Golden State, you got to be somewhat excited the way this is by far more exciting than all the other NBA series in the playoffs put together. This is a historic sports event unfolding before your very eyes to some extent. An 8 seed who is beating a 1 seed in a 7-game series. So, Dupree, I mean, I got to hear a little enthusiasm in your voice this morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yay.
Nice job, Dupree.
No, my point was that I think this is probably the best series in a long time in playoff history.
As I was just saying, compared to all the other series right now, this has as much excitement going on in it as much as all the others put together.
I mean, they can't even keep up with them boys. That's the whole thing.
Yes.
They're too fast. Their Nowitzki's slow as hell. So.
And I can hear you jumping out of your skin there, Dupree. I want you to calm up. I want you to get even more excited. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Well, I wasn't at the game, so I really can't get too excited. I'm here in Seattle.
Oh, okay. Dupree?
Yes.
Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
It's Dupree, Terry.
Yeah, it was Dupree.
Dupree is a very smooth guy.
I would say so. Definitely.
It's going to take a lot more to get him a little riled up.
This team's going to Las Vegas.
1-866-663 T-Man. Mike is next up. Yes, Mike.
Hey, T-Man, this is Mike, man.
How are you, Mike, man?
I just want to make a comment. I want to say Charles Barkley, man, he don't know what he's talking about anyway. You know, he look the man don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, he has no idea about basketball. Why would he?
Gambling. No, he's just a big ball-headed baboon. He just shut up.
Oh, wow.
All right, just because the man enjoys a little bit of excitement and needs a little bit of an unwinding time in his life where he puts $10,000 or $25,000 or $50,000 on each hand of blackjack, don't say that doesn't mean that he doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to basketball. He does.
Gambling on sports. That's where he lost his money.
He does, but that doesn't mean he's got this series figured out correctly. Obviously, he doesn't, because he said Dallas was going to win last night's game at halftime when it was tied. He was wrong about that, and he's wrong about, I'm sure, a lot of individual things when it comes to the NBA. But don't say the guy doesn't know about basketball. I mean, yeah, he's probably losing his life savings as we speak, basically every night of the week in every casino in the country. But still, that doesn't remove the fact that the guy, as I said, is the most interesting guy to listen to. In my opinion, I got to say, it's got to be just considered here that it's my opinion. There's nobody more interesting to listen to when it comes to their analysis on any sport than Charles Barkley. Now, on the other hand, if you watched last night's game, and I know you didn't because you were folding laundry, Terry, the color commentator who was with Dick Stockton, who I can't believe is still actually doing play-by-play, Reggie Miller, who was a great NBA player, is about as boring to listen to as anybody doing analysis on basketball. I don't know how he got that job. Maybe because they thought it was a sister, but they were wrong, Terry, and they put the microphone in front of him. But he, in a game that didn't need any more excitement, thankfully, is probably the most boring analyst to listen to doing an NBA game.
Yeah. He always seemed like he doesn't have a lot of enthusiasm and.
Well, the way he played, I don't know how you could think he wouldn't.
No, I mean,
Terry.
like
it was surprising
talking.
to me. It was surprising to me that he was so bad. I mean, he's so boring. Please, give me a little enthusiasm in a game that is just absolutely crazy to watch. Anyway, that's just my thoughts. Terry, what else is going on, please?
Well, got some news for you about Bobby Brown.
I want to take calls. Wait, hang on to Bobby Brown. Julian, go ahead. You're next up, Julian.
Julian, hey, T-Man.
Yes, you're Julian.
T-Man,
I'm T-Man.
what's up, man?
What's
It's
up,
Julian in Vallejo.
How are you, Julian?
The Valley Joe, I'm doing great.
Yes.
The Warriors won. Bobby Brown's on crack cocaine still. Why is he still in the news? Tell me that.
See, Terry, he has your story. He has.
Well, that's not really the whole story. We all know about it.
That's kind of a given.
Yeah.
Julian is printing out stories in his car right now as you're doing yours, Terry. So he knows exactly what you're about to talk about. He's a step ahead of you. Where are you, Julian?
I'm in my car. I'm still drunk. I'm drinking right now a beer. I'm celebrating the gosh-darn win from the Warriors.
Why don't you give out your license plate while you're at it?
Yeah.
Hey, I'll give it out so the CHP can track me down with this 40 in my hand.
So there's not enough traffic problems going on in the Bay. Now we got Julian, who's driving all over the joint, who's got, what do you got? You got,
I got a Mickey's, I got a bottle of tequila, I got it all.
Mm-hmm.
And how about something free? Throw something free for the morning, huh?
How about what?
Want something free.
He wants something free.
What's that? You got something for me, huh?
How about some free advice? Pull over. Thanks a lot, Julian.
Okay.
Thanks for the call. 1-866-663 T-Man. All right, what were you about to say about Bob?
I was just gonna let you know that supposedly he's living with one of Whitney Houston's former friends, a woman by the name
Denise
of
Richards.
No, Alicia Etheridge. And rumor has it that he's ready to get married to her, propose possibly. And of course, they haven't talked to his people or this other woman's people yet, but they'll probably deny it.
Does she have people? Because I never heard of her.
Sure
She's
she
got
has people.
Who is it? Who'd you say she
Her
was?
name is Alicia Etheridge.
Oh, Alicia.
Oh, lesbian. What? Hey?
Alicia
Etheridge.
Etheridge.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, Etheridge. And we're familiar with what she does, who she is.
She's just one of Whitney's
Am I
good
supposed
friends,
to know who she is? Oh. Uh-huh.
So I'm going to be looking her up here in a second.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
MySpace.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. All right. You're on the air. Hello. Hello. Yes.
Hey, T-Man, what do you think about Randy Moss leaving and Jamarcus Russell coming in, fantasy football-wise?
Well, fantasy football-wise, Jamarcus Russell looks to me in the Dante Culpepper mode, huge, cannon arm. And, I have not seen many LSU games, so I don't know how good he's actually going to be as far as an NBA prospect, but he looks like he's got the gifts that are needed to be an NFL quarterback in today's game. So, I got to wait and see the guy play a couple of games before I can really make a true comment and have a strong opinion. But Randy Moss, I would think, even though he's really done nothing for the Raiders in 2 years, still, just on reputation, you could do a little bit better than a fourth-round pick. And if you can't do much better than a fourth-round pick for Randy Moss, then what hope do the Seahawks have in getting better than a fourth-round pick for Darryl Jackson?
Yep.
Man, talk about a slap in the face if you're someone who you would think would be respected like Randy Moss and Darryl Jackson, especially Randy Moss, who's had all just the legacy that he's put in the history books in the NFL, both on the good side and the bad side, to be traded for a fourth-round pick? Could it get more embarrassing than that?
I heard it was a sixth-round pick, and they had to fight for a fourth-round pick. So they offered a sixth originally.
Wow.
Be like me traded to another radio station for Outback Jack, Terry.
Oh, my gosh.
Boy, is that guy alive?
Is he still around?
These things will never happen. Not to me, Terry, but to happen like that to Randy Moss has just got to be crawling a hole and hide your head and die. How do you face the world with your friends and your family? Can it get more embarrassing than being Randy Moss and traded for a fourth-round pick?
Yeah, that is tough.
And after they just drafted a quarterback that they're obviously banking the future on, and he could have certainly, I would imagine, used a guy like Randy Moss, who even if he's not producing, he still, just on reputation, draws double teams. And they didn't think that maybe, Stephen loves a good double team, that maybe that could have been to the advantage of a quarterback who's trying to come in and get his feet wet here. They didn't want to keep Randy Moss around for just another minute. They had to trade him to New England, too, of all places, so that the Jets could guarantee not be winning the AFC East anytime soon.
What about Brady Quinn going 22?
I'm a big Jets fan from back in the day. Oh, was that embarrassing for Brady Quinn?
Oh,
just sitting there with his little apple pie face, and then, can I get a private room, please? Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the food's eaten, and I'm looking like an idiot here. That was, Terry's going to give her comments because she is our NFL drafts expert, and she was watching the NFL draft all morning long, and she will now break down exactly what was going through the mighty Quinn's head as he was told that he's not good enough to make any of the first 21 teams' roster. Go ahead, Terry.
Well, as Brady pointed out in
the top 5.
As he pointed out in his little interview in the quiet room, he said that a lot of teams don't need a quarterback right away. So that was his excuse.
That's fancy for it. They don't want me because I'm overrated.
Oh, wow.
If I was an NFL prospect, even if I was told I was going to go in the top 5, why would you need to show up with your fancy tailor-made suit to sit there like an idiot like Brady Quinn did? At least take the chance of that, Terry. This dude who was drafted in the spot where Brady Quinn thought he was going to go in the number 3 spot to Cleveland was out fishing all day long. That's where you should be. I don't even fish. Terry, I don't even fish, but I would fish before I would sit in that little room with the cameras all on me with my girlfriend sitting next to me like she can't wait to break up with me because no one wants to draft me. As bad as I felt for Brady Quinn, did you see that look of his little blonde girlfriend there?
I know. Every
She was like,
time
I picked this guy?
and every time they passed over him, he'd say something to her, whisper like, "Oh, you know." And then he said,
"Oh, you know," he was just so frustrated. He was dying to call her the B word, Terry. He was just. Yeah, wouldn't that have been cool if he just broke up with her on the spot? Because guys get frustrated. Terry, we're all very competitive creatures.
Right.
And guys, when they're filled with frustration, do impulsive things, if he would have just turned to her, called her the B word, and broke up with her right there, how great of television would that have been?
Probably would have been drafted higher.
Yeah, he may have been.
Are you still there, sir?
They made too big a deal of the situation.
Who are you, by the way? I don't see your name. I don't even see your name on the call board. Who are you?
I'm Manuel from San Jose.
Manuel from San Jose, yes. And you called because you're that.
I started tuning into you guys, man. You guys are doing a good job.
Oh, well, that's nice to know from Manuel. And you're a huge Brady Quinn fan? Is that what you needed to talk about this morning, about Brady Quinn? You really care about Brady Quinn?
No, I'm a Green Bay fan, strangely, but...
Oh, much more interesting. Okay, yeah, whatever. Thanks for the call. Anyway, 1-866-663-T-MAN is the number to call. From Bobby Brown to Britney Spears to Brady Quinn.
Yeah.
We got it all covered.
The T-Man Show.
Well, here's a warning for parents and kids tonight. A Vashon Island teen is in the hospital, critically hurt because she fell off the roof of a moving car. Car surfing, or riding on top of cars, has become a popular pastime among teens. Some even post videos.
You heard of this, Terry? You heard of car surfing?
I have.
Man, you have heard of this.
I
You've been with this on your radar for some time. You're watching for any signs that your children might be car surfing. Yes, nothing more exhilarating than hanging on for dear life on the hood of a car while it's moving at 80 miles an hour. Is that the deal or what?
Well, it's not
Maybe
supposed
not
to be
80,
moving at 80 miles per hour, but you know.
Yes, to get the real maximum fun out of car surfing, it's supposed to be going, what, a nice 30, 25, 40? What are we talking about with your typical car surfing? What?
I would say
this
about,
girl's in critical
25,
condition,
30?
Terry. 25,
yes,
30, yes. And this is something that even you did back in the day, Terry.
I didn't do it per se, me.
But you had your boyfriend on the top of the car with you, or what? What was the deal?
No, friends. I mean, friends of mine. We used to do it.
So this is nothing new,
no,
is that right?
Nothing new.
Their news story makes it seem like it's something new.
No.
It would almost give you the impression it's something new. But Terry Free is telling us that in her small-town days, this was the way she spent her every Friday evening.
Well, here's a warning for parents and kids tonight. A Vashon Island teen is in the hospital, critically hurt because she fell off the roof of a moving car. Car surfing, or riding on top of cars, has become a popular pastime among teens.
Become popular. And you're saying, the impression I'm getting from you, Terry, is that if you had a nickel for every day you car surfed, you would be a very wealthy lady. Is that right? Is this something you've known about for decades?
No, for years. Yeah.
For minutes.
Definitely.
What, years? Okay.
Let's make it a comeback.
Yeah, maybe that's it. It's making a comeback.
Needed a nice break? Is that the problem? What
You know,
happened there for a while?
It's all, everything goes in cycles, you know.
Uh-huh.
So maybe it's time to cycle back around.
Mm-hmm. And from your experience, Terry, being, well, maybe on the short, stouty, sleek side, it was less.
Stouty,
it was
that's
less. Well, I mean, not stouty. I guess maybe I'll have to correct myself there. Maybe not really. It was a little less dangerous given your body composition. But for the average grown teenager or adult, it's going to be a little bit more of a threat. Is that what we are to understand here?
I think it's all about part of it is all about balance, you know, and how fast they're going.
Well, trusting the driver.
Like
trusting the driver, yeah.
Yeah, well, it almost sounds like you guys are, either giving lessons or condoning it. I don't know if that's really the area we need to be going here, especially when there's a teenager right now in the hospital fighting for her life.
Some even post videos online. This girl was dancing on the roof. She fell off and hit the pavement.
She was dancing while the car was moving? And she's doing the Running Man?
Sounds like it. Mm-hmm. I think it's one thing, back in the day, I know that people have just stood on it to, like, surf.
Balance, surf,
yeah, balance.
Yes.
It's not like you're running while the car's moving. That's just as dangerous or more so. obviously.
It's a new twist.
Yeah, new twist.
Well, as we have spoken about many times, Tari, you have kids of all ages. Do you want, because it sounds like I don't hear usually any topic we're talking about, especially the ones I bring up, you can hear the contempt in your voice. This one sounds like you're very casual, very cavalier about it. Oh, yeah, car surfing, no big deal.
Well, you asked me if I had heard about it, so yes,
yeah, but I'm not hearing any outrage. I'm not hearing any worry. I'm not hearing any feelings of concern whatsoever. You're thinking, just kids being kids, teenagers being teenagers.
Well, of course
bored out of their gourds, 30-year-olds being bored out of their gourd, 30-year-olds. Is that what you're saying here?
No, it's not what I'm saying. I don't
Does it
condone
need to
it
stop
at all.
or no?
Oh, well, of course it's dangerous, yes.
Why did you buy your kids car surfing helmets?
Damn it.
Because she fell off the roof of a moving car. Car surfing, or riding on top of cars, has become a popular pastime among teens. Some even post videos online. This girl was dancing on the roof. She fell off and hit the pavement. The girl had to be airlifted to the hospital where she is in critical condition.
It is. It's scary, and yeah, I as a parent, I get concerned that what my kids are doing when they're out of my sight with their friends.
If any of your multiple kids, Terry, and how many layers of ages they come in, I can't even keep track. If they were car surfing out with their friends, would you be aware of this as the on top of it parent that you are, or would perhaps a situation be going on like car surfing that you were not aware of?
I would guess that I would not be aware of it unless
because they wouldn't come home and tell you
Yeah.
about the technique they tried today.
Right. It's not like they're running home because they know that it's something that I think is quite honestly stupid. And
you put the low jack tracking device in each of their forearms, Terry, it would probably go haywire if they were on top of a car in a car surfing situation, wouldn't you think, or what?
Sure. I would say, this is elevated at a certain
Yes,
degree. What's
yes,
going
yes.
on here? Sure. But I mean, yeah.
What if it was truck bed surfing? You okay with that?
No, I'm not okay with any kind
Truck
of...
bed surfing, ghost riding, there's all kinds of things that are in this family that has been going on for some time. The news anchor sounds like she's trying to make it seem like it's something that no one's ever heard of. But I think this kind of stuff has been going on for a little bit of time. Now, yes, there's been a tragic injury here. Hopefully she'll be all right.
Yeah.
We don't want to lose a female teenager out there, Terry.
No.
Under any circumstances. But I don't think this is... I mean, didn't they even have a scene in Teen Wolf where they were car surfing or what? Way back, in the 80s?
So, yeah, you're right. I think they did.
Let's go to our resident expert, Teen Wolf expert. That'd be Hotshot Scott. Do you remember a scene in Teen Wolf?
Okay, I never saw Teen Wolf. Leave me alone.
Oh, jeez.
Or Back to the Future.
Wow, you're just anti-Michael J. Fox.
I kind of am, yeah.
I think we're starting to put it together.
But I loved Family Ties.
Maybe you found him a little bit cute and you just did your best to avoid his movies because you were a little worried about the little tinglies you were getting, or what?
I think that's it, yes.
Vanessa, you're on the air. Good morning, Vanessa.
Like some small...
Good morning. Hi, T-Man.
Vanessa, where are you calling from, baby?
I'm calling from Hollister.
And what can I do for you today?
Well, I was just seeing if you guys are still taking comments on the game last night.
Of course, the game last night was... I watched from beginning to end. It was unbelievable from anyone's perspective who is into the NBA at all. But seeing that we're all becoming, if we're not there already, Warriors fans, Terry, the fans that were there, as I spoke to on Friday, were, like Baron Davis, the most valuable players of this game.
Exactly.
I mean, talk about the adrenaline rush. Whenever they needed a shot in the arm of energy, the fans provided it in Oakland last night and on Friday. Not that they needed it on Friday, but they certainly needed it last night.
Yeah,
Dallas,
they definitely did, and they came through.
In each quarter, Dallas had the lead last night.
Exactly.
And there were times watching it where I was thinking, all right, this is the point where Dallas, as the one seed, as the dominant team in the NBA, starts to take control of this game, and it never happened.
Exactly.
Thank
you. I hope Charles Barkley can hear that you just said that. So I'm calling because I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. But I am definitely rooting for the Warriors. I definitely hope.
Well, I don't think Warrior fans need you, all right? I don't think Warrior fans, the true ones, and I'm not going to portray myself as a true Warrior fan here by any stretch of the imagination, but if I'm a true blue Warriors fan, I'm like, you know what, we don't need you, honey. All right? Don't feel like you're jumping on the bandwagon. You almost sound like you're even driving the bandwagon here.
I'm definitely not jumping on the bandwagon. Whatever.
Well, you are, because you just said all of a sudden now you're rooting for the Warriors.
I'm not a Dallas fan. I want Dallas out of there, and whoever can take
so that's
Dallas
how you
out
justify
of there,
it.
I think
because you're not a Dallas fan, you're allowed to root for the Warriors now. Is that your justification?
Oh, no. You're taking this all wrong. I'm just saying
you're taking it wrong.
Charles Barkley needs to give the Warriors credit, and that's something he can never do. He never gives the Kings credit when they beat L.A. He never gives credit where it's due. And, he is very entertaining to watch, and he is all that you said earlier, but he doesn't give credit where it's due. And the Mavericks are the number 1 seed. But the Warriors are taking them out. And
not for long is Dallas the number 1 seed, because they are in an absolute shell-shocked state. And I'm not even sure they can win Game 5 on their own court. This series may be over by Tuesday night.
Whoa.
Dustin in Vashon, where the story of the girl being in a critical state because of this car surfing took place, Terry. Yes, Dustin.
Hi, yeah.
You're calling from Vashon Island, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what can I do for you, sir?
I used to live out here, and I work out here now. I couldn't really stand it out here. A lot of, I think I know the reason
why. You want to take your kid off the roof. No car surfing with children. Yeah, go ahead,
I think I know the reason why the girl fell off, though, also because she was dancing on the car. But a lot of the kids out here, I'm not going to say all of them, but a lot of people that I know, they do some serious drugs out here, so that I think that might have been a factor with it.
No, I think you should say all of them, Justin. Dustin. All the kids out in Vashon Island do serious drugs, and because of that, they have no choice. It's the drugs doing the actions. Get on the top of cars and start dancing even when the cars are moving at 98 miles an hour. Is that what you're trying to say, or what?
Pretty much, yeah.
And it's all because they have no future, no hope, no life, and they do drugs like crazy ad nauseum, and because of that, they have no real choices left to make. The drugs make the choices for them. Is that what you're saying?
In a lot of cases out here, yeah. And when I was in high school, the car surfing that we did, we never stood up on the car because me and my friends, we all thought that was just really idiotic to stand up on a moving car.
There are levels of idiocy when it comes to car surfing. You're okay with laying on your belly on that car roof while it's moving down whatever gravel road you used to live on. Is that right?
Yep, and you hold on and you hit corners in it and see if you can hold on.
And if you can't, because you're already laying flat, the injuries are minimized to just minor skull fractures.
Yeah, because then you can roll with it.
Yes.
Great justification for it.
Yeah, sounds good.
No
I think I'll pass.
Yeah, me too.
Well, we're glad you were able to stay away from the drugs, even though you grew up in an area where it was predetermined that you would have to be on
no, I didn't grow up out here. I moved here for about a year and couldn't stand it and moved out.
So you were able to pick up on the loser signs of Vashon Island from the get-go, and you told your parents, we will move now. You have no say in the matter, Mommy and Daddy. It's time to go, because if you want me to become a junkie, then you'll keep me here. Is that what you're saying?
No, I moved over here with my parents. They didn't want to move, so I moved out on my own.
So, and what age was it that you moved out on your own?
17.
And how are you doing now, Dustin? I mean, you already have the deck stacked against you with a name like Dustin. So the fact that you have risen above all these challenges is really pretty startling and amazing, and certainly a lot of kudos need to be thrown your way, Dustin. What are you doing now? How would you describe your life as far as from a possible success standpoint, Dustin? What's going on with you?
Well, I'm raising my son by myself, got my own place, and making pretty good money remodeling houses, so I'd say I'm doing pretty good.
So when a house needs to be remodeled, if you're not calling Dustin, you are really getting a second-rate job. Is that more or less the situation, or what, Dustin?
I've only been doing it for 2 years, so I'm not like great or nothing yet, but I'm learning.
Hey, don't be modest, Dustin. If you want a top-flight remodeling job done on your home, if you're calling Dustin, you're getting it done in the highest possible quality way there is, right or wrong?
Right.
Or hire a guy on his business card that said it's not great or nothing.
Yeah, I'm
It's
still
honest.
learning, but I'll do it for you.
Probably
I'm learning on
cheaper.
the job. Let me use your home as a guinea pig, and I'll figure this thing out. Since Dustin's.
I work with someone who's been doing it for about 45 years, so
so you
I'm learning from someone who's really good at it.
So you're really not the guy in charge. You're just like an apprentice to some extent. Is that right?
Yeah.
But you're raising your son by yourself. Tell me how that dynamic worked out. You knocked up who out there? Some woman who she didn't want anything to do with her own kid? Or how does Dustin get full custody of a child?
Well, we were together until our son was about 6 months old, and then
she was like, nah.
I'm good.
Yeah, she didn't want to take any responsibility. So I said, all right, me and my son are leaving. And we left and...
Well, I knew the applause was due from Terry Free.
Yeah.
Terry Free, if that was her hands, I'm imagining, put together there, she's always ready to cheer on a guy who is the opposite of every guy she's ever known. No, the opposite of just about every guy she's ever known, who takes on full responsibility and is happy to do so on a day-to-day basis. And Terry, what the lap of luxury all must be in with Dustin being on top of the remodeling of home world that he's in, Terry.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Proud of him. It's awesome.
Dustin? I second the motion on what Terry's saying. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
And it all started by getting himself out of Vashon Island.
That's all it takes, huh?
Now is the mother a Vashon Island girl?
No, she's not. She's from Seattle. That's where I grew up. But now
So how many...
She's either in Ohio or Iowa, one of the two. That's all I know.
Oh, man.
Okay. They're confusing.
Yeah, they are.
Not much of a difference. How many times would you say you did the car surfing thing before you realized, all right, maybe this is a little bit too dangerous for me, and I'm definitely not going to be standing on this hood, that's for sure. How many times did you do it, Dustin?
Oh, God, I've done it probably about 150 times.
Wow. And the fastest the car was ever rolling while you were on the hood of that car was?
Well, one night about 2 o'clock in the morning, I was with a couple of friends, and we decided to do it, and he decided to go get on the West Seattle Freeway, and we hit 110 with me on top of the car.
That's not good.
No.
How many times do you fall off in 150 times?
I was pretty pissed.
Oh.
I wasn't. We weren't supposed to be
You told
doing
not
that.
to go 1 mile an hour over 108.
Oh, no.
That's my limit, dude.
Usually we did it about 25, 30 miles an hour. But
I see.
he
But
just
this guy went up to
decided-
110 just for kicks.
Huh?
This guy went up to 110 with you on the hood of the car just for kicks there. Is that right?
Yeah.
And you were a little annoyed by that.
Oh yeah. We fought as soon as the car stopped. I got up and opened his door, and we were fighting.
Dustin, I'm glad you're out there. Thanks for the call.
Thank you. Love your show, man.
Terry, that's Dustin.
Yeah. He's a very responsible dad, that's for sure, but it sounds like back in the day going 100 and however on Seattle was not the brightest.
Jesse, you're on the air.
You, man?
Jesse. Yes, Jesse.
How's it going? First-time caller here.
Oh, what took you so long, Jesse?
Woo-hoo, welcome.
What
trying,
took
but-
you so long, Jesse?
I try, and it just doesn't work, man.
All right, well, I'm not asking you about your sex life. I'm asking you what took you so long to call the program.
Well, the last
All right, never
caller...
mind. What's on your mind? What's on your mind, Jesse? Yes.
Last caller about the bandwagon, it seems like you were giving her a hard time about jumping on the bandwagon.
Well, I don't ever have a lot of respect for bandwagon fans in sports. I know they're going to be out there. I know they deserve their little fringe enjoyment of what's going on. But, and they're certainly in this situation with Golden State, the fact that they haven't been in the playoffs in, 13 years, and now they're in as an 8 seed, and they're shocking the world, and they're about to put the final touches. I'm really doing a great job in jinxing them here. On the Dallas Mavericks in the roles that are reversed, with the 1 seed being the 8 seed, and Golden State, the 8 seed, certainly looking like every step of the way in this series they've been the 1 seed, Terry. It's certainly hard to be living in the Bay or even anywhere in the country that you may be in watching this series and not rooting for Golden State. So there has to be a little leeway allowed for people to be near the bandwagon, but it's hard to have respect for people who act like, oh, they've loved him every step of the way, and now they deserve their time to really root on the Warriors. Please? Would you please? Would you please? Would you please?
I would please.
It's a rhetorical question, Terry.
I know.
Would you please? And Dustin wasn't going 110 miles an hour. I'm sorry, Terry. Would you please?
No way.
He wasn't going a mile an hour over 45.
Probably felt like 110.
Would you please, Dustin, and you bandwagon jumpers? Riders? Drivers? I mean, some people are just an atrocity of how much they pretend like they've always been a fan, Terry. I call them bandwagon drivers. They're driving the bandwagon. Not even on the bandwagon. They're driving it.
Yep.
Would you please? Say it for all of us, Terry.
Would you please?
Oh, you don't have
Wow. It's a good wagon to be on, though, at this point.
Would you please?
I think I like the gravy train a little better, but if I had to choose.
Well, there's room for all of us on that train. Kurt, what do you got?
Oh, yeah. I saw that Teen Wolf movie. Oh, yeah, they car surfed all over it. He was on his hands and everything.
Would you please?
Definitely right now.
What's your next story you got, Terry? I'm short on time. I'm way behind already. What's your next story? So I just have an idea where we're going this morning. What do you got?
I'll give you a little idea. According to a British biologist, apparently sex on the first date can actually help your chances of having a long-term relationship.
I knew it all along!
That's right.
Say all you prudes out there who wouldn't have sex with me on night number one, you got what you deserve.
I hate those kinds of
Would
people.
you please? You have a story on that? There's a new study that's come out that says
not only,
women and men, for that matter, who are allowing themselves to have sexual intercourse on night number one, a new relationship, not even a relationship yet. Not only are they lessening their chances for a long-term relationship, they may be in a better position to stretch out any kind of potential in this. What could be a beautiful situation between man and woman,
yes,
depending on what you're into there?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Do it all along, Terry. Never doubted it.
A British biologist.
Oh, I love British biologists.
Not only did he do the work on this, but he also wrote a book called The Rough
Good
Guide
job.
to the Brain.
Real horny British biologist has been getting too tired of women saying no to him, and he's decided to come out with a bogus study saying that women have a better shot at long-term relationships if they
Everybody in general. And it all has to do
sex on night number one.
Yeah, he's tied it all to the brain chemicals.
Tied to the bedpost, tied to the brain, whatever you want to tie it there. Night number one, let's make it happen.
That's right.
Would you please? That feels good.
Does it?
Did it feel good when you kind of squeaked it out of your voice there, too?
It did a little bit, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Kind of
Bandwagon
refreshing.
jumpers. Be ashamed of yourself, bandwagon jumpers. Oh, I've been a fan forever. I've seen tickets. That's why you needed directions to the arena, is that right? Would you please?
The T-Man Show.
The magazines are filled with stories of stars misbehaving, but the story of an incident involving Oscar nominee Ralph Fiennes was more than a little eye-catching than most because of the venue in which the incident supposedly happened.
Right.
A flight attendant says she and the actor had an unscheduled rendezvous.
Oh, yeah, this is a story you told me about a month or so ago, Terry. Can't get enough of this story. Actually, it bothers me to hear about it because it's a situation where, I have as big a jealous bone as anyone out there, Terry, when it comes to typical courses of human nature. We're all wired to be envious and jealous of others, unfortunately, and it really bugs me when there's someone out there that's able to live out a fantasy that I've always had. I mean, who hasn't had the fantasy, well, maybe not everyone, but definitely me, of being on a flight to wherever, seeing a hot-ass flight attendant, and giving her the sex eyes and then actually going into the bathroom and making it happen. That's what Ray Fiennes did, Terry.
I know that.
I mean, I didn't even really know who Ray Fiennes was until this story. I saw the movie Made in Manhattan with Jennifer Lopez. I wasn't really the kind of guy to go see The English Patient or anything. I did see Quiz Show, and he's a really good actor. He's probably the last guy in Hollywood that you expect this from.
I know.
And isn't it always the last person? But yes, he was on a flight, on a Qantas airline flight. We were on Qantas once, Terry.
Qantas never crash.
I don't remember this kind of story. Well, until now, Stephen. I don't remember this kind of story happening as far as my memory banks with you, Terry. But Ray Fiennes is on a Qantas airline flight. He's making, like, little eyes at some hot-ass stewardess, or I'm imagining she was hot enough. I don't know what the video looks like that goes with this audio I'm playing here, so I don't know. They're going to interview her. I don't know what she looks like, but I'm imagining she's hot enough. He doesn't know her from a hole in the wall, so to speak, Terry, and then he is kind of flirting with her, takes her in the bathroom and has sex with her. Are you kidding me?
I know.
That can really happen?
It can.
You're a fly jock, man, every other week.
I know, you are.
Why should it happen for him? Well, you need at least a good 5-hour flight to allow flight attendants to let their guard down. You know, all the uptight flight attendants that are on the 1, 2-hour, 3-hour flights.
Yeah, that is true.
This is a 12, 15-hour flight. That's the best situation. I need to go on more of these 12, 15-hour flights.
Where are we going?
Wear them down after that long, huh?
I need to go from Seattle to San Francisco and then back by way of China.
Okay.
Call my travel agent.
A flight attendant says she and the actor had an unscheduled rendezvous that cost her her job.
Oh, yeah. She lost her job because of this. And nothing has happened to him. Not that I can think of anything that really should have happened to him. He took what was there, laid out for him, and he really didn't break any laws, I guess, unless there's some laws of being a passenger on a flight that go against the Mile High Club thing.
Well, he wasn't on the job. She was.
Oh, yeah.
He was just a passenger.
Not like a flight attendant says she and the actor had an unscheduled rendezvous that cost her her job.
Oh, you gotta love her for it, Terry. The fact that she probably knew when she was going into the little bathroom on the plane with Ray Fiennes, Terry, the fact that she knew that she would probably lose her job or could lose her job just makes it that much more hot.
Well, then stop complaining about it there, sissy.
I'm not complaining.
I'm
Who's complaining?
Her.
Oh,
she
you're
needs
telling
to stop complaining.
Well, let's see if she's complaining.
She's never spoken before, but as Lisa Guerrero reports, she is exclusively breaking her silence on Inside Edition.
He started touching my hands, and then he just started passionately kissing me.
It all happened when Lisa Robertson was working the business class section on a 9-hour trip from Darwin.
She was working the business class.
Wow.
I got to go back. I'm sorry. I got to start over here. I want to hear every detail of this story, because we're finally going to hear it from her point of view.
A flight attendant says she and the actor had an unscheduled rendezvous that cost her her job. She's never spoken before, but as Lisa Guerrero reports, she is exclusively breaking her silence on Inside Edition.
He
got the Inside Edition.
started touching my hands, and then he just started passionately kissing me.
It all happened when Lisa Robertson was working the business class section on a 9-hour trip from Darwin, Australia to Mumbai, India.
All right, 9 hours. Going to India, Terry. Now we know the flight plan.
Fiennes, the star of The English Patient, Quiz Show, and Made in Manhattan, was sitting in a window seat when he caught the flight attendant's eye.
I thought, I think he's flirting with me.
Well, he is floating with you, and so are 300 other passengers that are on the plane. You're on a plane in the air. You're all floating. What's she talking about? What'd she say, flirting?
Flirting.
Oh,
yeah,
flirting.
Yeah.
Sounded like floating. I think he's floating with me. Well, we're all floating here, honey. We're in the air.
They don't speak right.
When he caught the flight attendant's eye.
I thought, I think he's flirting with me.
Doesn't it sound like floating?
It does, but it's
right. I figured it out. I got it now, yeah.
I thought, I think he's flirting with me.
Whatever. How many times must a flight attendant have thought that about me? About 200 some odd times in all the times I've been on planes? I don't remember ever having one take me to the bathroom. There must have been about 500 different flights I've been on where the flight attendant must have been thinking, I think that guy's floating with me. Hogland doesn't lead me to the Mile High Club status, Terry.
Where's the air marshal? Take him down.
Why does that happen for Ray Fiennes, and I don't remember ever it happening with a flight attendant with me, Terry? She made it seem like all she needed to realize was, I think he's flirting with me, and then all of a sudden they're doing it.
Well,
how does A go to B? How do you connect the dots there?
maybe it's the way he flirted with her, you know?
You mean with a handsome face is what you're saying? Is
Well,
that what you're saying? Is that what you're trying to say?
Terry, that's not very nice.
That is not what I'm
That's
saying.
really mean of you to say.
Wow. I
That's-
do- oh, my
Maybe it's the
gosh.
way he was flirting with her.
Maybe he has just this, you know, a little bit.
Look, yes.
No, I mean, maybe it was
with
more
good looks.
Terry.
Never mind, forget
I'm
it.
a handsome man. Damn it!
When he caught the flight attendant's eye,
I thought, I think he's flirting with me. You know, and I was like, it's quite obvious from my side of things that I've adored him, and I was just like looking at him, you know, smiling. I couldn't get the smile off my face.
She actually sounds kind of old lady-ish, kind of this very unattractive sound. Now, maybe she looks like an outright hot woman flight attendant could ever look. But just on her sound, maybe it's the Australian thing or something. I don't think I have anything against the Australian sound, but it ain't doing anything for me just hearing this. Pasty, you recorded this, right? Did you,
I did.
Was this on your TiVo?
It was.
How are you doing there, buddy?
Okay.
Oh,
Nice to see
You
you. Now, as you may have just heard, I'm not feeling anything based on the sound of this flight attendant. If I were to see the accompanying video to go along with this uninteresting sounding audio, am I all of a sudden not feeling the same about the way she sounds because she looks so good that I'm able to block out anything I'm hearing, or what?
I mean, she's definitely not like blowing the doors off the situation,
Oh,
but
jeez.
when you get, you know, if it was a 10, 15-hour flight, I don't think you'd be too disappointed.
So you factor in that you're kind of cooped up for 10, 15 hours, and all of a sudden she's looking real good.
Exactly.
You're in the first class, or you're in the business class. He was in business class there. He wasn't even in first. He's in business class, downing, what do they give you in business class? Sky vodka little bottles. And it's a 10-hour flight, and all of a sudden she's looking good.
I definitely
But
think
you're saying she don't look great.
no,
What does she look like?
that is true. I'm going to try to find a video for you.
What does she look like?
She
Just
was-
describe. I
she
want
was-
you, Pasty Dave,
Oh,
the
jeez.
virgin 30-year-old male.
Yeah.
30-year-old.
Describe for me what she looks like.
All right, she was tall. She was probably about.
Why does he already sound uncomfortable talking to me about
Because it
a
has to
woman's
do with
looks?
a woman.
Why does he already turn the microphone more towards you so I can hear you better? Why? What does she look like, Pasty? Try not to sound so uncomfortable and awkward when describing the features of a woman.
She was a 5'9"
Oh,
blonde female.
Now you even sound more uncomfortable. I asked you to sound less uncomfortable. I'm trying to make you more comfortable, and it's not working.
Yo, check this out, man. She was hot. She was looking
No, still way off as far as any comfort level here. Just relax, be yourself. Oh, it's a big disaster.
That's the problem.
And try to tell me in terms that I can actually listen to, as opposed to just noticing how uncomfortable you sound, as to what she looked like. So I can take this in, please.
Okay. Well, she was a tall woman, probably I'd say 5'9" to 5'10", maybe 5'11", almost 6 foot. Not a bad.
Well, here's 6'1".
Not a terrible body, not a bad body, but
yes,
definitely I'd say maybe 30. I'm trying to guess on the age.
Just we can check that out. Just tell me what she looks like, please.
Okay. She definitely had a lot of
Hair
makeup
color,
on. Blonde hair, probably about shoulder length.
So a
I'd say.
6-foot blonde.
Yeah, exactly. Taller blonde. Definitely.
Okay.
I've
heard.
Oh.
enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's tall and blonde.
Tall and blonde.
I don't even think Ray Fiennes is 6 feet tall.
Yeah, he is. He's about 6.
And you know this house.
Yeah.
Right? What was book signing?
We were on a basketball team together at the Y, and we had to.
Well, it's not like he's Tom
How can you
Cruise
say-
short.
How can you say with such confidence that he's definitely 6 feet tall, Terry? It sounds like you're speaking like you absolutely have no doubt about it. I mean, you think maybe you should leave some margin for a possible error here, or no?
No, I'm not going to leave a margin for any error.
Wow, Terry.
IMDb says 6 feet.
Wow,
Terry. In our faces.
You're ready to be a flight attendant, Terry.
Oh, yeah. More weights than one.
All right, back to
Can
the
I just
audio.
let you
You
know
know,
how much I
and I was like, it's quite obvious from my side of things that I've adored him, and I was just like looking at him, you know, smiling. I couldn't get the smile off my face.
when she went on a break, Robertson says Fiennes followed her into the galley.
Then he started taking.
Followed her to the galley, Terry. That was my mistake. I never follow him into the
You
galley.
got to follow him into the galley. Maybe he was asking her for extra peanuts or something.
Golly.
I follow her to the galley. They turn back and say, "What the hell are you doing here in the galley, sir? Get back in your seat."
Back into coach, sir.
Followed her into the galley.
Maybe that's what you need to do next time. Just take some
galley.
I adored him, and I was just like looking at him, smiling. I couldn't get the smile off my face.
When she went on a break, Robertson says Fines followed her into the galley.
Yeah. Then he started undoing the buttons on my dress.
Oh,
wow. Started taking his shirt off.
That's my mistake, Terry. I never follow them to the galley and then start undoing the buttons on their dress.
You just got to get right into it.
I never realized it was so simple.
It's rape fines.
Never thought.
Jeez.
All right, next time I see a hot-ass flight attendant, I'll have to follow her to the galley and start undoing the buttons on her dress.
Yeah. Well, first you have
that
to,
apparently is the proper move.
Well, first you actually have to, float with her or flirt with her and then touch her hand and then follow her.
To give her the eyes. Remember the eyes?
Yeah.
Maybe I should just be happy with the extra bag of honey roasted nuts and move on with my day. What do you think?
Wow.
The only eyes I ever give them are the eyes of I'm big enough to handle a full can of soda.
Yeah, jeez. No kidding.
Keep it coming.
And still they make it seem like they gave you such a unbelievable gift there, don't they?
When she went on a break, Robertson says Fines followed her into the galley.
Then he started undoing the buttons on my dress, and then I started taking his shirt off.
Oh my gosh, she sounds
and then we sort of had half of our clothes off.
Very professional, Terry.
And she wonders why she got fired.
I'm going to need a new travel agent. I don't ever remember this being part of the package. Wow.
Meanwhile, the seatbelt light was probably on.
Yeah, I know.
On the job, professional flight attendant starting to take off his shirt right there in the galley.
Yep.
And then I started taking his shirt off. And then we sort of had half of our clothes off. I just grabbed his hand and led him to the toilet, which is just beside where we were sitting.
That's hot. She takes the initiative, Terry.
She did.
I mean, her buttons are undone, his shirt is off. All that's left is the toilet.
Yeah, I think if a chick leads me to the toilet, they're going to be in for something else. Sorry. While I'm here.
You're leaving pretty quick. Maybe she shouldn't have given you that full can of soda. What do you think?
Yeah, it gets me every time, that soda.
Yeah, that extra bag of honey roasted nuts. She takes his hand. You hear this? You believe this?
She's the one. She said, "Hey."
And you're wondering why I'm enraged? I'm just full with jealousy here?
I understand why you are.
I'm not going to lie to you, Terry. I'm raging in a jealous fit here.
Being handsome and thin must be nice.
She takes his hand and takes him to the toilet?
Yep. She took them all the way to the toilet.
With their shirts off?
Yep.
Paying homage to my grandmother. She always said Charlie. And,
Do you come here often? Yeah, about 3 times a day, actually. Maybe more. It depends.
Yeah, and then we sort of had half of our clothes off. I just grabbed his hand and led him to the toilet, which is just beside where we were sitting.
But what happened next on a tiny little aircraft bathroom like this one has never been told before on television. As you can see, these lavatories are small.
Yeah, you think?
As a matter of fact, there's barely enough room to turn around.
Yeah, this is like MTV Cribs all of a sudden.
I know.
She's giving us a tour of the airplane toilet.
Really, like we've never been
Robertson
in one.
said she had to improvise.
Well, you have to utilise what's available, the sink, so I just sat on the sink.
Robertson
sat on the sink.
She sat on the sink.
How does that?
She seems really excited to tell her story.
She loves it.
She's a tad giddy about it.
Pasty just handed me a picture.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed. All of a sudden, this is losing a little something for me here, Terry.
Come on.
Do you really need her to be super hot, though?
If she's pulling you into the bathroom, you're going.
Right. I mean, do you need her to be, drop dead gorgeous?
I think I'm in the middle of a Hugh Grant movie here. I don't know if I can make it. I don't know if I'm going with this one, Terry.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I just
figured I want to see... honey, I want to see how Soul Plane ends here. You may have to go with someone else.
No, you don't.
I figure, just the whole excitement of getting pulled into the bathroom by a flight attendant, regardless.
Well, no, I'm not a blonde guy, Terry.
You're now free to move about the flight attendant.
No
great
maybe a
opportunity.
little Latina flight attendant, and I am there. But, man, she couldn't look any less appealing from my standpoint.
Really?
Looks Australian.
Ray Fiennes. Had sex with an ugly woman on a plane.
You know, so I just sat on the sink.
Robertson says they were both in the bathroom for 20 minutes. She says another flight attendant saw them both leave the restroom and reported her to their supervisor.
Jeez.
I hate tattletales.
That's because she was jealous, too.
You think I'm jealous?
I know.
or was Terry? Only reason she told is because she wished it was her.
That's lame.
20 minutes.
That's how
20
she got
minutes in the airplane toilet, Terry.
Yep, 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Man.
Ray was holding his own.
What was that, 18 minutes to lay down the seat cover or what?
I don't know.
20 minutes.
Well, they had to improvise, you know.
I understand. Improvise at a good 6 minutes tops.
So, Robertson said she had to improvise.
Well, you have to utilize what's available, the sink, you know. So I just sat on the sink.
And then she had that 5 minutes where she was singing Hopelessly Devoted to You. So it certainly kills a lot of time there, yeah.
So I just sat on the sink.
Robertson says they were both in the bathroom for 20 minutes. She says another flight attendant saw them both leave the restroom and reported her to their supervisor.
I suppose the thought crossed my mind, this is wrong, you know, you're probably going to get in trouble, but I didn't care.
You see that?
Yeah, she's like...
Gotta like that mentality. All of a sudden she's getting hotter again.
Yeah.
She knew, she had that thought of, I'm going to get fired here, but I'm going to go out in a blaze of Ray Fine's glory.
That's a tough way to
Good
go down.
for her.
Someone telling on you, that sucks. I thought a passenger might have seen it or something.
Mm-hmm.
A coworker tells on you?
Passengers probably love it.
Yeah.
Can I go next?
Chubby 34-year-old flight attendant, feeling as if she's gotten the short end of the stick of life.
Definitely.
Couldn't help but rat her out to the company. Yep. What do you got for me now, Pasty? Nice to see you, by the way. Pasty printed me out another story that says this flight attendant may be with child.
Oh, come on.
Whoa.
Stop it.
She was on 60 Minutes last night. Oh, wow. I was too busy watching the Warriors game to watch 60 Minutes, Terry. Otherwise, I am a 60 Minutes guru. And she was talking about how she may be pregnant.
A Wraith baby.
Qantas suspended Robertson as soon as she landed in India.
As soon as she landed, they took her into custody or something.
Enjoy. You can't get a flight out either. You're stuck.
You know, you're probably going to get in trouble, but I didn't care.
Qantas suspended Robertson as soon as she landed in India. She called fines on his cell phone, and she says he invited her to his hotel where they continued their affair.
Whoa. And he answered the door in a towel. So I went in, and he said he was having a bath.
Ironically,
She answered the door in a towel. Is that what you said, Terry?
Yeah.
I always try that trick.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Went in for a bath.
Yeah, I always
she called fines on his cell phone, and she says he invited her to his hotel where they continued their affair.
And he answered the door in a towel. So I went in, and he said he was having a bath.
Ironically, Robertson says Fines joined the so-called Mile High Club while he was en route to India as a United Nations ambassador promoting safe sex.
Oh, yeah, that works out well.
Safe sex.
Robertson claims he never used a condom.
Never used a condom. There you go. Practicing what you preach. But he made a hell of a speech. Okay.
That's great.
And Robertson goes on to say that he was a 10 out of 10 as far as lovers go, Terry.
Wow.
So not only is she leading him to the bathroom, not only is she allowing a guy to make sex eyes at a flight attendant, which millions of guys out there have done through the years, and then actually let him have the fantasy go play out just as every guy ever dreamed it could. But then, after the fact, she's raving about his lovemaking skills to anyone who'll listen.
Yep.
Is this the most perfect story you've ever heard in your life? Except when he slipped one past the goalie. Oh,
bummer.
yeah.
Dang.
That may be where the story trips up a little bit. If, in fact, he, in this chance encounter, in this one time only, well, I guess it wasn't one time because they got together again in the hotel, get together in the airplane bathroom, if he impregnated her, there's where my fantasy didn't seem to have that little aspect. You know what I'm saying, Terry?
Oh, yeah.
I would imagine.
I don't think he's rooting on the prospect of having a baby with her.
No. Well, then he he was supposed to make a speech on. He should have covered up.
Nah. Good.
You guys do that. That's what I'm here. I'll be fine.
Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. How about that?
But he's probably married in a monogamous relationship, so he doesn't need to.
Oh, right.
1-866-663 T-Man is the number to call. What else? What else is going on in this crazy world of ours, Terry? What else do you have?
Monster.com recently did a little poll amongst office workers, and they found that tank tops, flip-flops, and visible underwear are the worst things to wear in the office. You know,
well, I agree with all but the visible underwear, Terry. I mean, that definitely has a place as far as, just making a statement and increasing the productivity in the rest of the office place. I really think that we shouldn't frown upon the ruling out the visible underwear as part of our daily get up as far as office uniform is concerned, yes.
I like the invisible underwear. Can't see it. But it's there.
Oh. Should be there.
Hope it's there.
Well, you know, with spring and summer here, people like to dress down a little bit more.
So flip-flops, you may want to think twice.
Yeah.
What was the other thing you
Visible
said?
underwear.
Yeah, I got that one. What was the third one?
Tank tops.
Tank tops, yes. If you're tempted to go to work in a tank top, you may want to check yourself. And, yes, check the office dress code and realize just about everyone out there would frown upon the tank top little idea.
Well, they also mention things like short skirts, shirts that are unbuttoned too much, midriff length shirts, or extra tight clothing
I'm really
as well.
glad that Monster.com is out there to set us all straight, Terry, because I was prepared to come to work tomorrow morning in my tank top with my low halter tank top, you know, the one that looks really good on me, and my visible underwear and my, what else did it say there, Terry? What was the third one?
Flip-flops.
The flip-flops, yes. Mm-hmm.
Price flip-flops on there. Lots of people wear those.
I know.
I would have been a big hit around the office here at Wild 94.9, Terry. But now, no, Monster.com has gone and ruined it for everyone.
Well, yeah.
I may have been able to check me out and enjoy that, but
Well,
I guess that's something that I and the rest of the world wasn't aware of, that Monster.com is being very on top of it by letting the word out that you may want to keep your visible underwear to yourself as far as dress goes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Pull my
What else?
boxers
Very
out as
important.
high as possible just to make sure people can see them. Pretty cool, huh?
Also, I have a story out of Riverview, Florida, where a 20-year-old man has been charged with manslaughter after driving into a motorcyclist while high on aerosol dust remover. He had been huffing, and once he got
that's
done
pretty
huffing,
I don't think you can really inject that. So, huffing's the way to go with your aerosol choice.
Yeah.
And that probably puts him in a little bit of legal trouble, would you say, Terry? Or no?
Yeah, he's looking at up to 15 years in prison on the manslaughter charge.
I see. 1-866-663-T-Man. Let me see if I can sneak a call in. Julie in San Jose, what's up?
Hey.
How's it going?
I was just curious about Dave's status there.
Pay Dave?
Yeah. Is he really a
that's what
virgin?
No, we make it up on a daily basis. This is something he has agreed to. He signed a contract as far as allowing this to be his role. Of course, it's as we say it is. I don't think any man would be willing to let us talk about how he's a virgin unless, in fact, he was one. And in some sense, I think he's kind of proud of it. I don't know why, but he's a 30-year-old
I don't know.
30-year-old virgin male.
I don't have an airplane bathroom, but I've got a convertible. I could help him out.
Wow.
And I happen to be blonde in a pair of flip-flops, a halter tank top. I swear to God.
Yeah, but I haven't heard you mention the visible underwear, so he's out. I'm speaking on behalf of him. I'm his agent, and he has no interest. I didn't let one go too quick there, Pasty, did I, so to speak?
Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, that's man, I'm out, dude.
You know,
Actually,
over time, every time we mention, or a lot of times that we've mentioned Pasty Dave's sexual status, either emails or phone calls like this one come in, and I have learned through the course of past history that Pasty Dave has never shown any interest in these listeners who are prepared to try to eliminate the virgin from his status. Why he shows no interest, Terry, your guess is as good as mine. Well, actually, my guess is a little better than yours. But he has, in fact, never shown any interest in a caller like the last one from San Jose. Unless you want to tell me that things have changed, Pasty.
I know.
The fact that I hung up on her is really of no concern as far as any, well, you jumped the gun there, T-Man. I wish I could have actually spoken to her a little bit. Anything in you feeling that way or no?
No. Mm-hmm. You know me pretty well by now.
It's very consistent, though.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't.
Well,
but I do.
You do.
Daryl, you're up. What's up, Daryl?
Hey, how you doing, T-Man?
How are you, Daryl?
All right. Oh, just wanted to congratulate you on your successful show there, and I see your billboards all over the place, and I listen to you every now and then, because you keep it going on. But, I was asked some disagreements and some agreements. It's almost like every time the Warriors get a chance and get a team, and they get ready to get in the playoffs, all of a sudden we got commentators trying to hate on them,
There's only one that's really hating, and that's Charles Barkley, and Barkley's going to be Barkley. I think you're referring to Charles Barkley probably here, and no one else that has come out that has been a hater as far as knocking the Warriors, right?
Right.
Barkley's Barkley. Barkley is the best commentator there is right now in sports, as I've already put on record this morning, and he knows there's a hot button there. He loves to push anything that's even close to a hot button. He's picking up on the fact that this is certainly gaining some momentum with the publicity, and he's playing it for all it's worth. That's the beauty of Charles Barkley. Do I think he really believes Dallas is going to win this series? Yes, I do think he feels that way. He feels that way. He thinks Dallas is going to win this series, like he thought Dallas was going to win last night, and he's been wrong about that, and he will continue to be wrong because I don't think Dallas comes back and wins this series.
Hey,
I don't think Dallas. I don't see any way. I think they're lucky if they win Game 5.
Hey, considering the bad calls, they still came out on top in this game.
Yeah, that was something I picked up on.
He need to have a little more love, though, because all the games he had over the years when he was playing it didn't get him nowhere. So before he criticize anybody else, he need to think about what the Warriors been going through for the past 13 years.
Right,
it's almost like the Warriors team's been how would I say, a number one draft team for everybody else out there. It seemed like when somebody got somebody off the Warriors team,
yes,
they made another team up. So you need to have a little more love for the Warriors because the Warriors is doing their job.
I did notice that the Warriors, if anything, were getting the non-benefit of the doubt on a lot of calls last night. And when you're at home and you got as raucous a crowd, you got as rowdy a crowd as they had Friday and last night, you would think they'd be getting not only the majority of calls, but just like every one. And if anything, it seemed like Dallas was getting the benefit of a lot of calls last night, but not enough to stop this out-of-control momentum-like train that the Warriors have going right now for 4 games. The Mavericks have tried to figure out Baron Davis. They can't do it. They can't stop him.
Too amazing. They can't.
It's not
He's
about.
The man.
It's not like they're about to stop him in Game 5. You can't stop Baron Davis. You're not going to stop the Warriors.
He's a playmaker just like Jordan and anybody else was. They just don't want to give him his credit, but he is the man. I tell you, T-Man, if you'd have been on my block last night with a loudspeaker of your radio station, you would have heard the whole block yelling out, Warriors. That's what you would.
That's very creative there. Anyway, thank you, Gerald, for the call.
Why would they have chanted that?
663.
My neighborhood was yelling out, pick up your dog crap.
How the hell is there a 1 seed like the Mavericks who could just have the deer in the headlights look, especially from their leader-in-chief? Oh, Dirk Nowitzki couldn't look more confused, or maybe it's the European thing. He couldn't look more confused than he looks on that court, Terry. Talk about as non-factor, as I don't know how many points he scored, maybe 20-some-odd points, but how much of a non-factor could 20-some-odd points ever be? The guy has been completely neutralized. The guy can't figure out what to do. The whole team can't figure out the Mavericks. The whole team is playing like they're the 8 seed, and the Warriors are the 1 seed. Anyone who's watching any of these games must be sensing that this does not look like an 8 seed. If anything, it looks like it's reversed. The Warriors are the 1 seed, and Dallas is the 8 seed. Dallas in every quarter last night had the lead. And just when you thought, as an NBA fan, that the cream rises to the top and the 1 seed will now take control, they couldn't do it. That it's not about to all of a sudden start in Game 5. That's a beautiful thing.
The T-Man Show.
It's Katie Holmes in the arms of another man, and Tom's nowhere in sight. The canoodle was all in character, cuddling with co-star Adam Rothenberg as the extra slim Mrs. Cruz went to work on the set of her new movie, Mad Money.
Okay.
Katie's candid may add fuel to the tabloid fire that there's a rift between the newlyweds. Last night, good friend Jenna Elfman put the rumors to rest at the Healthy Child, Healthy World benefit, saying, quote, honestly, they're happy. They have a great life and they love each other.
Oh.
They have a great life and they love each other.
That's the trifecta there that you're always striving for. Happy, great life, and what was the third one? I can't remember.
Love each other.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
That's important. Gotta love each other.
That's a healthy bonus. Laura in Kirkland, you are on the air. Good morning, Laura.
Hi, T-Man. Long time no see and talk.
You mean I've seen you before? Uh-oh.
I was on your show way back in the day in 2000.
So it's strictly professional.
Well,
I
it
didn't
was
take you
in
into
2000 when I was Showgirl of the Year for the West Coast.
So I didn't take you. Did I try to take you into the little studio size of an airplane toilet or what?
No, but you did come into my club and get a dance from me.
I did? Oh, man.
Again, that's another shh.
And how did I feel?
So anyways, back when I was I'm not a stripper anymore, and I actually
either
just
am
got...
All right, maybe just part-time. Yeah, go ahead.
So I just got engaged.
Congratulations! When strippers get engaged. I'm
It's a very good thing. And
of course.
Yeah, so
I mean,
anyway.
When is getting engaged a very bad thing? It's usually
my
a very
fiance
good thing.
My fiance and I we just bought a house together. So we are moving in, and my question for you is, you coming across all these pictures of me.
Go ahead.
All of my exes, and I've come across a lot of pictures of him and his exes. So both of us kind of have that jealousy, I don't want to get rid of my pictures.
Yes.
Or jealousy of each other. I see his pictures, and I'm like, you got to get rid of yours. He sees my pictures.
My hand is raised.
You're starting a new volume. You're starting a new chapter in life, or actually even bigger than that, like a new volume of life, okay? And you're wondering what to do with pictures of your exes now that you are together as the happy couple that's engaged and is walking down this path to getting married, and then maybe one day having kids and getting fat and having your sex life come to a screeching halt. And you're wondering what to do with the pictures. What are her options as far as the pictures of her past ex-boyfriends and other things that may get under his skin if he were to come across them in a little shoebox or something? She's wondering what she can do with them, Terry, what her options are. Well, you can give them to the Salvation Army. I mean, a lot of homeless people would love to stare at those pictures all day.
But the other thing, too, is, I mean, I don't have any pictures of my exes. I mean, when you marry somebody, I don't think it's a bad request. You should want to get rid of that.
Really? I think it's a horrible, unnecessary request. I don't see there's any reason why you should have a big collage right there in the living room of all your exes. I'm not saying you should flaunt it like that.
Yeah, this chick is so hot.
If you opt for that, it certainly does bring up a lot of conversation pieces. But I think
what's the need?
Because I'm all about it, especially in this time over the past couple of weeks, I've certainly been highlighting the need to try to stop the process of erasing memories. Life is about making memories, baby, and the good ones are the ones you want to have at your disposal, so when you move on in life, you can walk down memory lane, and that's all we got as we get old and crusty and our hips break and we're about to die.
When's that happening?
I'm not for this trashing of memories, this erasing, this eliminating, this destruction of memories.
Man, your story last week when your wife erased your sex tape, that's what got us on the discussion of it.
Good. I'm glad I'm inspiring conversation of important natures.
But,
now, she Terry.
I used to have a tape like that, and I erased it when we broke up. Because if I got with someone else, I wasn't going to want, to have that come up.
Okay. But the thing is that T-Man, the one thing that she, it's a sex tape between you and your wife. This is, pictures of the. Do you really need?
I'd rather not
why
talk
do you
about
need
this
to keep bringing up the memories of?
You don't throw
of the
away
ex,
photos,
especially
Terry.
when both of you have
silly.
jealousy issues.
Unless you erase them on your disc, or unless you throw them out as soon as you develop them because you didn't like them to begin with, that's one thing. But the ones that you were inspired to keep around, you never all of a sudden, because something happened in your life, like getting engaged to some new guy who'll probably be out of the picture in about a month, there's no reason to feel like you're responsible or required to have to destroy those. Now, I'm not saying, as I said, you should flaunt them. You should put them in a little special place, and you said you got a new situation together as far as where you're living. Maybe there's a garage, maybe there's a crawl space, maybe there's an attic, maybe there's something you can tuck it away so that when you really get pissed at him or you really get all horned up and the last guy you ever want is him, you can take out your industrial-sized toy there and you can remember the good old days. There's certainly reasons as to why she needs to keep these around, and she'll be filled with regret, Terry, if she erases memories. Don't erase memories. You should come to a mutual, mature compromise that you're going to keep them. You're not gonna let the other necessarily even know what's in that special little box, that little special area where you put these pictures, but you keep them. You know where it is, and he shouldn't rummage through your stuff unless you're not home and you're not going to be back for a while. And you shouldn't be rummaging and sifting through his stuff. But don't throw them away.
If you're hiding them, though, that's a bit of a problem.
You don't have to hide it. I'm not saying hide it. I'm just saying put it in a place where it's not like in the way that you're going to be trampling all over it every day. I'm not saying you got to hide it.
Bury the treasure map.
Well, I have a quick question.
I'm saying just don't flaunt it.
Right, don't flaunt it for sure.
Quick question. Now,
don't destroy them or erase them or get rid of them.
Well, T-Man, so you're saying that you have pictures of your exes somewhere in a box in
My
your attic?
garage is just a archive of memories.
And Christmas gifts from Stephen.
Yes.
And Terry.
My garage is filled with all kinds of stuff, yes. Now, I have certain things that mask what may be really lying underneath the Louisville Slugger, maybe on top of this, that. There's things that don't let you necessarily know that this is a place where I keep pictures of ex-girlfriends or whatever, and look at the happy little smile we had there. Oh, we got in a big fight that night. And, things... But don't, I'm just saying, I don't throw away pictures. I've had them destroyed against my will, as you have now heard.
Yeah.
But I would never go out of my way to destroy any picture, video, or anything like that.
What about...
Ever.
What about
And I would never encourage a girlfriend. I would never. I'll get back to that thought in a second. I would never encourage anyone that I'm with. I never told my wife to get rid of any pictures or anything like that. Oh, now that you're with me, you got to erase those.
But have you guys
Gotta get rid of
shared?
that.
Have you guys shared the pictures with one another? Have you knowing that you guys are going to keep them, said whatever?
That's awkward and uncomfortable, too. I'm sure if I'm out for a while, like I'm away, a week here, a week there, now, as you know, Terry, she's probably right now in the garage looking at all my ex-girlfriends talking about how ugly they were. And
they always are, huh?
And she, when she's out of the house, I rifle through her stuff, too, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
But the pictures are for him to enjoy maybe at some point, not for her. So why would he share with her?
Mm-hmm.
Just because
that's what I'm saying. You don't go at it. You don't voluntarily share that stuff. I would never have. Let's have a sit down and share each other's old photos.
Right.
No, that's stupid.
What's wrong with a picture of T-Man and somebody else at an event or something like that they went to, or golfing someday?
It's unnecessary, and I don't go golfing.
Or at Disneyland or something. I don't know.
I don't go to Disneyland.
Well,
so what if Darius?
I'm on your side here.
What if Darius goes to homecoming and then he doesn't see the girl ever again? Should you burn the pictures because he's not with her?
Listen. I just want Laura to know, keep all your pictures from all your old raunchy stripper days because you're going to want to stroll down memory lane, especially if me and you ever have a reunion dance, okay?
Stripper pictures.
Okay.
Can't wait to see the cash dance at this wedding. It's every day of her life.
When's your wedding set for?
777.
Oh, jeez.
No. Don't OGs me. The only reason that we're doing that is because he's actually in the Navy. He's deploying in December.
Hang on a second. Hang on. I got to take a break.
In December, so got to
I'm
do
not
it in
done talking
July.
about
Yeah, 777, so cool.
I'm not done talking to our stripper here. Have her sit on hold for a second.
Oh,
I got more questions for an ex-stripper getting married, Terry.
Is this hold right down here? Is this your hold?
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The T-Man Show. Sit on it.
So, Terry, Lauren Kirkland, who's still sitting on hold very patiently, Terry, not only was a stripper who is now engaged, about to start and embark on a new chapter in life, she was not only a dancer of the exotic variety, Terry, but she was crowned, she was awarded Showgirl of the Year.
Showgirl of the Year.
And I'm just wondering if I may get back to Laura. And I, again, thank you for your patience. Nothing better than a patient stripper. I don't know what that means. I'm just wondering if that really ever gets out of the system, Laura. Yeah, you want to be a girl, you want to be a woman now who has a different lifestyle. But you are not only a dancer, but you were Showgirl of the Year in the year, what was it, 99, 2000, whatever.
2000.
I wonder if you could ever become the happy wife who's content with her family and whatever the future brings you and not feel as though that longing to entertain, if you will, is still just bubbling under the surface, Laura. Is that something you feel confident about? How do you feel about this, Laura?
Well, I'm confident that is out of my system. I mean, I was a dancer for 7 years. Wow. I ended my career in Vegas, and that is definitely out of my
Vegas?
system.
Yeah.
What spot in Vegas?
Excuse me?
What spot were you at in Vegas?
I was in Spearmint Rhino, and
Best one. Why didn't you stay in touch? Why didn't you give us the word that we were just down in Vegas for the T-Man's party plan? We could have given it the last hurrah kind of moment. I don't know when you quit, but we could have brought you at least out of retirement for a good couple of days there. When did you leave your post at Spearmint Rhino? When was your last? When did you finally hang up your little outfit, your little J? When did you hang it all up? And when was the final dance done?
June of 2005.
Oh, so it's been a little bit of a period of time now.
Yep.
Wow, 7 years.
Did you go through some withdrawal? Do you have to every once in a while go back for a reunion night? What are you doing as far as getting on from the days that were?
You know, when I
you were able to stop cold turkey?
No, when I first quit, I mean, I had that need to go back to the club and see all the girls.
Yeah, when she sees a kid on Santa's lap, she goes through withdrawals and wants to go over and do it too.
Wow. She does. All right, so you weren't able to stop cold turkey. You had to go back every once in a while for a little action, or what?
Yeah, that's how it happened. I would go back, and then every time that I went in, I got more and more distant and more, felt more and more that wasn't what was right for me and that I was over it.
The greasy 67-year-old man didn't do it for you anymore.
No, I actually was thinking, I can't believe I did this for 7 years.
Wow.
So, I mean,
and
I
now,
think that I really got caught up in it. It's its own little world, and
like a drug.
Well, Showgirl of the Year.
Much,
I mean, you can see how that would happen.
How much does your fiance know about your dancing history, and how prominently do you display the big award on your mantle that says Showgirl of the Year? How much does he know about how engulfed you were, so to speak, in the exotic dancing stripper world?
He knows everything. I've told him everything. He's seen. I have a huge poster of me, and I have all of my pictures, and he hasn't met any of my friends yet, which I'm actually kind of nervous about because he's, super conservative, Republican. He's a Navy boy, all-American guy. And
that's my boy.
How did you meet him?
How come these born-to-be strippers, Terry? And you got to recognize, Laura, I mean, I'm not saying it as a knock to you. You were, in some sense, born with the blood necessary to be as good as you were, as talented as you were in the stripper world, right or wrong? So how does a girl like you wind up, why do they always seem to wind up with these conservative guys, Terry, and try to settle down and make a go of it as far as the life is concerned? And how far do you think they'll make it, Terry? Let's set the over-under. We haven't even met Laura's fiance, but let's set the over-under on 1 year and 11 months.
Come on now.
On the day they say I do to the day that they can't stand each other. Maybe the divorce isn't final. The ink isn't dry on the divorce papers. But how far along do you think it goes until they realize that it's hopeless?
I give him.
I hate to be a pessimist here, but still, the over-under is set at a year and 11 months. So if you want to be an optimist and you think they're going to make it a lifetime, Terry, you'll say you'll take the over. How far do you think they make it? Do you take the over-under of 1 year and 11 months before they realize that there's no hope for their marriage?
Over.
Terry's going to go over.
I'm going way over.
Well, you're all saying over now because of the way I spelled it out for you, and you feel like you now have to come to Laura's aid. But you're no more inclined to think, Terry, that she has got the deck not stacked against her, considering her past and all that, even though she says she's got it out of her system. Does she really?
I mean, you're right. You're right. I'm not saying that they're going to go way over.
When they get in a fight and her husband gets all frustrated and he throws out, well, why should I even take you seriously? You're just a raunchy stripper. How far can they really make it, Terry, when those words come flying out of his conservative mouth there, Terry?
I say that anyway to my wife, and she never danced. I can see if she really did dance, how that would sting.
Maybe she's met the right guy who won't use that against her.
No, he would. He wouldn't, and he never would say anything like that.
Not until he gets really mad.
Yep.
You already have, though, insecurity and jealousy issues.
Who?
They do,
Who
as
does?
a couple.
Well, no,
that's what she. that's what she talked about in the beginning of the phone call.
That was the original reason for her call. They're fighting over what they need to do with their
No, we're
past
not fighting.
photos.
We're not fighting over it.
I think there's got to be some kind of disagreement and/or levels of fighting happening there, Laura. Don't deny it now. You're already starting off on some shaky
We're smart enough to
footing.
sit down and address the issues that we know could potentially be a problem in the future. We weren't arguing about it. We just brought it up because we came across the pictures.
Man, I
so
wish
we
I
were like,
remembered
okay, what are we
what you
going
look
to do? Are you going to feel jealous if you see more pictures? Should I get rid of these?
So are you really hot? I can't remember at all what the hell you look
I think
like.
so. I remember that title, Showgirl of the Year. I remember her being really hot.
Well, how many people get the title?
Ugly, right?
You got a MySpace or what?
I don't have a MySpace.
How do you not have a MySpace?
Serious now?
Because I have I own a business now,
Frustrating.
and that life
business.
is kind of, distant, and I don't want people to judge, my new, me, how I am now.
See how hard she tries to overcompensate for what she's done in the past? There's no reason to feel like you have to overcompensate.
No, I don't hide it from
That's why she's
people
with the
who,
conservative guy. She's overcompensating.
Exactly. Your whole life now. Unfortunately, so you need to take my advice. Unfortunately, you're already in the mode of trying to overcompensate for all the deep inside for whatever reason you feel guilty about. Don't feel guilty about things you've done. Don't feel guilty about who you were. You're a beautiful woman who did beautiful things. Don't feel like you have to overcompensate now for what you did. And that's exactly what you're doing. That is exactly what you're doing. No MySpace, conservative boyfriend, and has to go overboard with this business idea of hers. Please.
Now, did we ever find out how you met your husband and where how did you meet him?
Terry's curious to know about those
I mean,
things. I could care
How
less.
did I
Where
meet
did you meet your husband?
my fiance?
Yeah, where did you meet your fiance?
I met him through a dating service here in Seattle.
Man. Wow, I wish I would have signed up for a couple of those dating services.
Boy. I'm looking for a Showgirl of your type.
No.
Good
The
conversation.
answer for that long, the reason that I'm so different now is because I dealt with all the jerks, all the creeps, all the guys that were just in it for
Why are
the way
you
that I
so
looked and
dying?
everything.
Why are you so dying to be so different now? Why do you have to point out you're so
No,
different now?
I'm-
All of a sudden, you're a completely different person. Please.
Are you
No,
300
I'm
pounds
not
now?
a different.
I
no,
know.
I'm not.
Darn it.
I'm looking
You
for
said
different
you're
things in my life, and that's what I'm saying about why I went to a dating service is because I have this whole list. I mean, I've had the list ever for 10 years. With all the boyfriends I had. Of all the criteria I wanted in a man I was going to marry.
All right, listen, I want you to have a MySpace by 4 p.m. today. If you don't have a MySpace by 4 p.m. today, I'm going to be really disappointed. It doesn't take long to put up a couple of pictures. Those pictures that you're worried about what to do with them, now you know what to do with them. Put them all in a MySpace profile, or at least a couple of them by 4 p.m., and send me an email so I remember what you look like.
Yeah, all those pictures in your Craigslist ad.
Wow.
I'm not, I can get you one by tomorrow, but I am not. I can't get it today because I'm actually going to my business right now.
See what happens, Tari? You
and I don't have
asked
a
for 4
computer
o'clock
there.
and you get tomorrow. I was really hoping by the end of the week. Listen, Laura.
Most businesses don't have a computer.
Jeez, what kind of business are you doing?
No, I just moved my
Congratulations.
I want a seesaw.
Laura, I am rooting for you as hard as anyone out there as far as this pending marriage is concerned. I think you sound like a lovely lady who has found some semblance of happiness. Hopefully it'll last a little bit here, and I am rooting for you every step of the way. Thank you for the call, and I look forward to your email.
Thank you.
I really look forward to your email.
My stage name, by the way, was Angel. I don't know if that rings a bell.
That narrows it down.
Yeah, right.
Her stage name was Angel. All of a sudden, I got visions of Angel from 94.9. Terry's ruining it for me. Anyway. Laura, thank you for the call.
You're welcome. Bye.
Take care. There
Good
she
luck.
goes, Terry.
Yeah.
She was stripper of the year.
Yeah, she was.
He's definitely going to throw out some comments, though, in the heat of a fight. No question.
Man.
Oh,
Of course he is.
Come on.
Of course he is, Terry. Once they're in year number 2 of their marriage, they're past the newlywed stage, and he's feeling like he's earned a little bit of his stripes as far as with her, and he gets all comfortable with her. He gets frustrated in a fight he's having with her. He throws out the words, "You're a raunchy stripper," and nothing else. And that's what she should be expecting.
Some people aren't meanies, though. I mean, it doesn't always come to something like that.
No, if he's not saying it, he's thinking it, which is worse.
Try not to grind on any guys on the way to work.
He's over it by now, by the way.
Don't be so sure. Don't be so sure.
Oh, my God.
1-866-663. T-Man, I know you got a whole bunch of stuff. I still want to get in with you, Terry, but let me go to Doug in Belltown. What do you got, Doug?
Hey, I just wanted to say that T-Man, as he always does, hit the nail right on the head, like he does so often when he said that that your life is just like a collection of memories, and when you're 80 years old, that's all you're going to have.
Mm-hmm. When they're feeding you the Jell-O and you're drooling over the cup, you have nothing but memories to realize all you've accomplished, all that was the happy days that you take with you to the next world. Yes.
You're like, who's that in the picture?
Well, hopefully the hot-ass nurse there will remind you.
If you have trouble eating Jell-O, you're not going to care about pictures. Jesus.
You will.
Life's over.
So what I've done is I've kind of taken that to the next level. I have maintained a database since 1986 of every woman I've ever slept with.
Wow. Oh, jeez. And what are you doing with all that space you have there now, Doug, on the database?
Well, it's actually it does preserve memories, because every time I look at it from time to time, I'll think, now, gosh, who was that girl again? And then I'll look at all the different information I have on her, and I'll go, oh,
now,
yeah, now I remember. And I would have forgotten.
Oh, jeez. The over-under on how many girls Paul has or Doug has in his database on how many women he's slept with,
How old
Terry,
is he? Can we give an
I
age?
set at 2.5.
Okay, it doesn't matter how old, I guess.
How old are you, Doug? You've been doing this since 86, so I imagine you're not the youngest guy in the world. How old are you?
22.
I'm 40 years old.
40-year-old man.
Oh,
Who has
this
a
chick-
database of all the women he's ever done, Terry. Do you think it's more or less? What do you think the actual number is? Forget over-unders, Terry. How many women do you think are in Doug? Why do I want to call him Paul? In Doug's database, Terry. Sounds like a Paul.
Really?
Just on what you're hearing so far.
Here's a picture of Carol with her Market Mini shirt on.
Doug is 40 years old, and he has a database of all the women that he's tagging down. How many women are in Doug's database, Terry? Give me a number. Throw it out there. Go with your gut.
15.
15 women, says
Whoa.
Terry. Doug, is Terry too low, or is she too high?
Low.
Try 217.
Yeah, Terry, try that.
Wow.
Terry, have you tried it? Have you tried it?
Yeah, I dare you
Tried
to
it?
try it.
Doug, you ruined it. That was my guess.
Doug.
Wow, Doug.
I mean, what's
Doug,
the point
are
of
you-
keeping track of 15 people?
Right.
I
That's
mean,
a good point.
you could do that on a Post-it note.
Oh,
Doug, listen.
sorry, Doug. I didn't realize
Terry didn't mean to insult you.
Jeez.
Terry's probably in the database.
God.
Doug, you
No,
said
but one of
200
Terry's good friends is.
Oh,
I doubt it, but, whatever.
Doug, you said 217
A male
women. Now,
friend
maybe you
or
got
what?
you got all caught up in the emotion of the conversation and you threw out a number that really isn't true. I would like you to rethink that for a second and then decide whether that's the number you're going with as far as the amount of women you've had sex with in your life, or you'd like to be a little bit more upfront and honest with us. Are you sticking with 217 because that is, in fact, the honest number of women that you've had sex with, or are you going to tell us, T-Man, all right, maybe I fibbed a little bit. Maybe I was a little bit in a lying mode. Here's the actual number now. Here's your chance, Doug. What are you going to do?
Scout's honor.
Scouts honor.
Oh, no wonder you got so many chicks. You were a Boy Scout.
Yeah. He's got his badge for it.
Yeah.
You had lots of counselors.
All right.
What's the most common name in the database?
Boy, that's a good one. Let me sort it alphabetically here. You want first name or last name?
First name.
First name in the database that is the most popular name.
Let's see. There are
he can sort by first name.
There are
Jen.
4 Annas. There's 4 Annas.
There are 4 Annas. He's going alphabetically.
There's 4 Debras.
What? Wow. How about Jen?
4 Debras.
There's
How
3
many
Jennifers. There's 5 Julies.
Oh,
5 Julies.
Drunk Julie.
Any Danielle's in there?
Yeah, you guys think I'm kidding about this. There's 3
Doug.
Lisas.
Bring it to Doug.
There's
All right,
3
so,
Michelles.
Doug, a lot of 40-year-old guys.
There's 1 Natanya.
Doug, how do you size? Oh, just how do you? How would you profess? How do you? Well, let me ask you this: a lot of guys, as I began to say, wish at age 40 they could sleep with 217 women. What do you owe it to? What one thing could you put your finger on that led you
I play
to
in
be
a
such?
band.
All right, no. What thing can you highlight as to why you were able to get 217 women? The
I
tuba
play in a
playing,
band.
really, I'm sure. You play in a band as far as like going to those, what, back in the 90s, like the grunge clubs? You were that kind of guy or what?
No, I play in a. I've played in lots of kinds of bands.
You play guitar? What do you play?
Yes.
Because you don't sound on the phone, Doug, as the kind of guy who's really just going to take down women left and right. Don't be insulted in any way, shape, or form. But I'm just suggesting that the sound of your voice, the way you're coming across, doesn't necessarily, I don't think, rock the female side of the listeners that we have here. I mean, you're saying you owe it to the fact that you were at clubs all the time, you were doing live shows, and you would leave that spot with many a woman that was there to check out your band. Is that what you're saying, or what?
Yeah, well, let me just sort the database
little
on what I attribute it to, and yes, far and away, probably a good 40 of them are due to the band.
Only 40 out of 217. That's not a lot, Doug.
Should be more than that.
Yeah, if that's what you're going to use as the band.
Well, that's just my present band.
And little did they know that you were keeping tabs on like all kinds of informational pieces about them that you were putting and entering into a database upon their exiting your home?
No, I think most of them aren't aware of that.
Who'd have thought a Toto cover band would get you laid?
Now, do you take pictures of each one as they walk out the door?
I've got a few pictures, but no, most of them. Some of them I don't even have names for. I can't even remember.
Terry,
but,
Terry, we've heard Doug on the air now for
Yeah,
a
we
good
have.
solid 10 minutes. Does the people out there, do they believe that Doug is being completely honest, that he's had sex with 217 women and he has a database at his home that he can go through the list and go down memory lane as to who he's screwed? Does anyone out there really believe Doug's story, yes or no? I think the answer is clearly no. But we thank you for the call, Doug.
He could email the database.
Yeah, let's see that.
Yeah, I could do that.
I want to see who my good friend is.
That would require a lot of typing this afternoon before he emails it later tonight, Stephen.
Do it right now. Right-click it.
There you go. Copy and save.
Doug, we thank you for
All right.
in this morning. Yes, there he goes. All right.
Yeah, he sounds hot enough.
His point that he needs memories with the database. I think database and pictures are two different things.
Mm-hmm. No, it's getting late left and right, T-Man. You believe you me.
That's like 10 a year, you know. I mean,
I'm in a band.
And only 40 women are because of the band.
The current band, yeah.
Oh, no, that's just current band.
Oh, sorry.
You need a lead guitarist. I'm your guy. Okay. There he is. He's Doug in Belltown.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Pretend you're in a band.
Mm-hmm. Let's bring your guitar to the club. That's the secret. Stand on the side of the stage. You're in. Wow. What if Doug's actually telling the truth?
I'd love to see the database.
And we're just haters.
Yeah.
Or at least I am.
217
women.
That's a nice number.
That's a nice number. That's true, Doug. That is a nice number.
The T-Man Show. Let's play a holiday.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Jerry, you still there?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I am. You still there? Yeah. Oh, I guess you are.
Oh, yeah. Because I asked you first. I don't know how bad. Pasty, how bad was the traffic situation? Terry, I don't know if you're aware, but
about the
right by the Bay Bridge, like a highway basically just collapsed yesterday.
Pretty
If
much
you see
melted.
the pictures in any paper this morning, it looks like World War III kind of coverage, but it was just a tanker kind of exploding, and they're saying it's going to be at least a 3-month situation.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious as to how snarled the traffic was this morning. Let me call my man. Where's Angel? Is he in the building?
Yes, yes.
He is in the building?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Will he answer his phone, or is he too busy
Yes.
with his MySpace hookups?
No, you should be available.
See if I can even dial out here this morning. That'd be nice.
Calling Angel.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Or not.
Yeah, okay. We'll try this again.
I could have a chair at some point.
Yeah, they say that, 280,000 people every day
I
take that
understand, yes.
freeway.
I just want to know how big a backup, how big a situation it actually turned out to be, so we can get a little idea what the next few months are going to be like. Angel probably has no idea.
Oh, I'm homesick today. Had a rough night.
It was too bad of traffic. Couldn't come in.
With a lot of chicks I didn't get with. It was a really busy night.
Yeah, he ain't answering.
Uh-oh.
Please leave your message for
Jared Bronson.
No wonder he goes by Angel.
send a numeric
Did
press
I
5.
dial wrong or what? Is that him? That's not even him?
Jared Bronson sounds hot, though.
Well, then what number is this that I have here in front of me for Angel?
Dave's like, never mind. That's for later.
Yeah, that's if you want a
Let
20
me
sec.
make it a global bomb moment. 1-866-663 T-Man. That's not going to cut it for Pasty's week.
Yeah, no kidding, for today.
You don't drive all the way to Berkeley for that. 1-866-663. Fill up the trunk. T-Man is the number to call. And first caller, BU in the Bay, BU in the Northwest, is going to get their choice at either Global Import and Domestic Car Show tickets or this Thursday night. That's right. Creep it up before we even know what hits us. The Bomb 2007, Terry.
I know.
Well, let me take a couple of calls. I've been waiting a while. Those feel good for people. Oh, geez.
Whoa.
Swan in Fremont's been hanging on for about a half hour or so.
T-Man?
Swan, you're on. Now, Swan,
What is the T-Man?
I hope he doesn't think just because I punched him up and he's been waiting a while that he's in line now for tickets. I'm just curious as to know what you've been waiting to say, Swan. Go ahead.
What is the T-Man?
I am the T-Man, sir. You're on. What's up, baby?
Is this T-Man?
Yes, sir.
T-Man, you're the man. What's up? This is Sean from Fremont.
Really?
Hey, and I
Is
want
it
to say
Sean
that
or Swan?
Hello?
It says Swan. Yes, go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
Sean.
Probably not Swan.
I'll call him a Swan for sure. Yes, Sean.
am I okay? I'm on, big sir. I'd like to
Yes.
first say, can I get some Boom tickets? And please, and the second thing I'd like to say is, you had some caller call for Pasty Dave, sir, and she offered up her services, correct?
Yeah, she was offering to de-virginize the 30-year-old male, yes.
Well, I am no virgin, but I'd like to offer my services back to her also. Your last call,
Pasty,
215 on the database. Come on, that's weak, bro. That's
Basically,
really
would you like to be with Swan as far as de-virginizing you, or I think he wants to be with the caller. But still, I think in a roundabout way, what he's subliminally asking you is if you want him to de-virginize you. Is that right, Swan? Is that what you're really getting at here, or no?
Yes, sir. Let me give you my. I'll let them check me out on MySpace if you like, and I'll leave my phone number for you, sir.
Well, I have it here on caller ID, and I'm
You can get me at DJ
jotting it
Shadow.
down. We don't need to over-highlight this, so don't worry about it, Swan. I'll be in touch.
It's already in my phone.
Oh, he was saying the 217 is a small number, Terry.
I know, I
That's-
heard him say
that's-
that.
That's just a pretty wild weekend as far as he's concerned, but nothing more than that. You're on the air. Who's this?
This is John.
John from where?
I'm from Antioch, man.
John, what can I do for you, sir?
Want some bomb tickets, dude?
John, you ready to go to the bomb on Thursday night?
Hell yeah.
Who you taking with you, Johnny?
Man, I got to take one of my girls.
One of his girls. Wow.
All right. Let us know some ideas about the girls that you have lined up, and we'll pick for you. What do you got? Who do you got as far as consideration is going? Who do you got, John?
Let me think.
All right, John's got nobody, and he needs to call one of his buddies. Anyway, John's a winner. John gets bomb tickets. He's going to the show. Congratulations to John. Now let me find a winner from the Northwest. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Will.
Will, from where?
From Seattle.
And what can I do for you, Will?
Man, I'm trying to win those tickets, bro.
Global Import and Domestic Car Show is where Will needs to be on May 12th. Is that right? Is it May 12th, Terry?
Yeah,
May 12th.
Step in the dark. Will, is that what you're looking for?
Yes, sir.
With all the car show models, with all those... Oh, yes, those faster-than-lightning automobiles. That's where Will wants to be on May 12th. Is that right, Will? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Consider it done, Will, in Seattle. You and a very lucky companion will be going to the car show. Now, who are you taking with you, Will?
Sweet.
Why is this always such a big curiosity of mine, Terry? I want to know who the winners are taking.
I'm going to take my girl, Harmony.
Harmony. Is it Harmony? Anyway, all right, hang on. Congratulations to Will. Congratulations to Johnny. And there are your two winners. Now, Terry, you'd think that we'd be doing our third day in a row after show, but because of a penalty box situation, there'll be no after show this morning.
Whoa. Penalty box.
That's right. And I won't go into any more depth than that. But the after show, as far as I'm concerned, by me, has been placed in the penalty box for today.
Okay.
All right?
Gotcha.
2 minutes for roughing. Not a 5-minute major, but 2 minutes for roughing. There'll be no after show for those who may be heading to the internet right now to catch it. Don't bother. Wow. 2 minutes for roughing. For the after show. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
Okay.
Wow, let's keep them guessing.
Yeah.
Until then.
Like it like that.
You do like it like that?
I
Sarah?
do.
I thought I was onto something.
The T-Man Show.